All right. What's good, everybody? We back again like we never left, man. It's Free Smoke Saturday as usual. Above the rim with DSA, man. I got all my brothers with me, man. What's good? CA3 Sports Star, how you doing?
What's good, man? I'm great, man. Ready for All-Star Weekend.
All right, man. We got your boy Detroit Drew in the building. How you doing?
Hashtag free Detroit Drew. We're still locked up, man. But we're here
Lock
again
up,
with
they
show,
won't
bro.
let me out.
It's All-Star Weekend, man. We gotta have some fun with it today. So as you guys are coming in, please smash that like button. Show us that you're a loyal fan of the Detroit Pistons because it's rough, man. We got some rough topics to talk about throughout the show. But before we do that, we're gonna lighten the mood up. But I see that we got Kyle Webb and James Willis in the building so far. If you're in the chat, go ahead and put something down in the comments. Also hit that like button and check out the description. All DSA members are in there as well. So subscribe to all the boys.
Yeah, make sure you say something in the chat, man. You gotta let us know we here, man. I'm just excited, man. What's good, Randy Nathaniel, man? We gonna get everybody in here. It's been an exciting weekend. It seems so far, with the rising skills game, and we had the celebrity game. We're not gonna even waste our time talking about that celebrity game. That was an embarrassment to all TV watchers that had to pay for that.
Real quick,
all
J-Mo, how does Ronnie 2K get in the All-Star game and just stink it up? Like, dude, oh my god, dude, that guy.
I don't know how any of them got on that team.
Hey, part of my friends, but fuck Ryan 2K.
But I knew Quavo was gonna ball out because Quavo can play basketball. I'm telling you, if Quavo was 6'3", he would not be a rapper. He would be a basketball player. But he's not 6'3". I'm telling you, Quavo can play basketball, man, for real. So I knew he was gonna play.
But I'm mad though. How they gonna give Common MVP over famous Los? I'm mad, bro.
Yeah, then Los had like 23, bro. Yeah, they gave it to Common because he was from Chicago and stuff, man. That's just kind of whack, but it is what it is. It is what it is, man. All right. Anyway, so we all know that Svi Mikhailuk was in the Rising All-Star game. I just want to know what the people in the chat who saw it, what did y'all think about it? Detroit Drew, what did you think about Svi's performance in the Rising All-Star game?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was gonna play a little bit better than what he did. I think he only ended up having like 6 points, a few boards, and a few assists. It really wasn't anything really super flashy. He hit a few threes and did Mikhailuk things. He almost had a putback dunk that would have gotten people to kind of talk about him a little bit more. But when you got people like Trae Young and Luka and Zion and Ja Morant out here doing dunks left and right, also let's block his name out of the head. The guy who won it, the MVP from it, Miles Bridges.
Oh yeah.
Miles Bridges.
College? What college you from? What college you from?
Oh, hey, man, what college is the greatest quarterback of all time from? What college is the greatest quarterback of all time from? Stop talking.
Oh, he from Michigan State. Oh,
stop talking, man. Don't nobody care about Michigan State. Stop talking. I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the only person I like from that school.
You don't like Magic?
No, I'm talking about recent players.
Oh, I was about to say, it's kind of hard not to like Magic.
We got E-Dog in the building. We got 2K players in the building. Make sure you guys like that video, man. With Svi, he just looked like I said to these guys earlier, loves Svi, but he looked like he didn't belong. He looked like he shouldn't have been out there. Like, I mean, he's around all of these super duper athletic, just like you said, windmill dunking, pulling from the logo, pulling from half court, dunking off Zion, breaking the rim. Like, he's out here with the best of the best. He's out here with the guys who are going to be, the top 20 players in these next 5 years. So, as much as I love Svi, I don't think he's going to be a top 20 player in the next 5 years. So, and that's why he had what he had, or whatever, with the points or whatever. But if he had that putback dunk, I wouldn't be saying none of this. I'd be like, that boy's B.O.B. Didn't have a putback dunk because he's not as athletic as those guys. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Well, I mean, he got up there. He just cocked it back too. Like, it was out of his wheelhouse. But I mean, he got up there. He almost got it. It's just if he would have been a little bit longer, man, he would have had it.
So he need to be like 6'10" just to get that dunk? Come on.
No. I'm talking about his arm length. His arms are too short. Because he cocked it back. You watch it back. He cocked that boy, And he was about to come down with it, but at the end of the day, whether he's from the UK or not, he's still white. White men can't jump.
Yeah.
What about Pat Connaughton though?
I'm about to say it's a few of them. I'm about to say I was gonna say Pat Connaughton is a legend.
We'll see. We'll talk about him here in a little bit.
Pat Connaughton got a 46-inch vertical, dog.
Hey,
but
there's a few unique breeds.
A few unicorns here and there. We got D-Map Zoom in the building. What's good? Make sure you guys like that video. So CA3 Sports Talk. What did you think about Speed in the Rising All-Star game?
I mean, I probably watched maybe a little bit of it because I just fell asleep because I was tired. But anyway, I mean, it was. I feel like he probably. I mean, it didn't feel like he belonged there, like you said. I mean, of course, he's not going to really do much when you got a bunch of players that are just better than him. I mean, you got people like John Moran, you got people like Zion, you got people like my boy Miles Bridges, But it's it was hard for him to show out. I mean, when he's probably, I love Speed, but he's probably one of the worst players out there. So it's gonna be hard for him to show out. So of course he's still dropping streets here and there, but I didn't really expect much from him anyway. So
and when you're thinking about Speed is a specialist type player right now. He's not. I think he'll become a complete player later on in his career, but he's a specialist. Like most of these guys are complete players or close to it, or they're so good at what they're doing they can average 20 points a game. Like Zion is not a complete player, but oh my goodness. Like, I don't even have to talk about his dunk. Oh my goodness, that's all I have to say.
Well, look at it this way. Luka, Trae Young, Ja Morant, and Zion. That's the future of the NBA right there. Right. I mean, Mihailuk's not in that conversation. Mihailuk's a good player, and he fits us, but he's not on their level, and he probably never, ever will be.
Yeah, the top two prospects from the last two drafts.
Yeah. That's big competition for him, man.
Of course. But, at least he got invited. That's all that matters, Luke Kennard did get invited one day. So, even I remember when Luke played, he didn't look like he belonged either. So, it is what it is.
It's tough being white, man. You guys don't even know.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just playing.
We got your boy Vash Starwin in the building, man. How you doing, man? We got Benjamin Foe in the building. Yeah, we talked about, he said, I didn't even know he can jump like that. See, there you go, Drew. Benjamin Foe said he didn't even know that Speed could jump like that.
Hey.
No, I knew Speed got ups, man.
We should say it this way. He's not super athletic. He's sneaky athletic, if that makes sense. People don't expect him to be able to do some of that stuff, but he can get up there. We've seen him try to put people on posters. I believe when I went to watch him play this year, I can't remember who he played. I want to say Chicago. He tried to put Carter on a poster, and it didn't work out for him. But at least he tried it,
All right, man. So we're going to get into a little bit of all-star talk, and then we're going to shift over to the Pistons because, it's always something going on with them. But that's just how it is with that team.
Yeah, it's not either.
I don't Drew, you want to talk about the skills challenge? I don't know who's in the skills challenge.
Boom, check this out.
Besides I think Trae Young is in it.
So in the skills challenge, Derrick Rose was nominated for it, but he just chose to take it off or rest or however you want to word it.
Well, so that's why.
So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, did I pronounce that right?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay. Boom, thank you. He has taken his spot. Then you got Chris Middleton, Patrick Beverly, and Jason Tatum. Those are the four guards. And never mind. I guess Spencer Dinwiddie counts too. I guess they're not doing the big versus small. Anyway, you got Sabonis, Dinwiddie, Siakam, and Bam Adebayo as the participants. So, as you can see right there in the screen in the chat, let us know who you think is going to win that one right off the rip. Now, personally,
I already know who's going to win. Go ahead, Drew.
Personally, I want Alexander to win it since he took D Rose's spot. But, I mean, you got to look at it this way, okay? Because there's multiple things you do. First, you got to do like the 3 crossovers between the, I don't want to call them cones, but they're like NBA defenders. That's the first one. Then you have to do I think it's a chest pass through a tire, and then you have to make a layup and then race down the other end and hit a three. So looking at that, I'm not really going with Sabonis because he's slower than some of those guards, but Adebayo and Siakam can keep up with them. Now their problem's going to be hitting that three right off the first rip. I like Chris Middleton and Jason Tatum to win this thing. Those are kind of the two guys I have my eye on. I think it'll be good for Jason Tatum.
I was gonna talk about Chris Middleton, but I do no. I think you underestimated Sabonis, man. He's a really good basketball player. I think he's a dark horse. I'm telling you.
I don't think Dinwiddie can win it.
Like it's always people like with the skill challenge. It's never like the best player. It's always the player that just has the most skill. That's the point of it. And Sabonis is a very very skilled basketball player. So if he won it, I would not be surprised at all. But I'm definitely going with Spencer Dinwiddie. Chris Middleton will be my second choice, but I think Spencer Dinwiddie is gonna take this home. And,
oh my god!
Yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie can do all that. He can pass. He can he can dribble. He can shoot. He can finish. He can do everything that they need him to do. He's a very skilled basketball player, man. He's very skilled.
Nomus, man, how's it going, Gnome?
I'm all right, fellas. How y'all doing?
You sound sick. You sick, man?
I've been battling a lot of stuff through the week. I ain't gonna be on too much longer. I just want to give a couple of quick intakes before I had to head out to what I gotta do.
Sounds good. Glad to have you on, man.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm taking y'all talking about the skill part of the All-Star weekend.
Yes, sir.
I'm actually agreeing with J-Mo on this one. I'm picking my guy Dinwiddie. This guy, like I always said, man, he's a well-rounded guard, man. Dude is so underrated as a player, and I've been just really thinking that he's going to probably do it. If I had to go like with a good number two, I'm still not completely sure who's all in it. Is it Siakam in there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my second too. That's my second. I don't know, something about those long lifting arms of his, man. The guy, so it's with me. It's all about underratedness. That's what it's always been about with me as a basketball fan. I like the guys who can really, when you really see when they started and their struggles and then how they got better, and then their skill set just looks like phenomenal. Like it's starting to show. Like same thing happened someday for like Bruce Brown. Not to go off the point of the topic, but it's just like. Well, Siakam, man, he's a good defender. The guy is dribbling to me very good. The guy is shooting better. The guy is just looking like the player that I wish we could have got if we knew how to draft. And
we might have him. We might have him though.
Yeah. And I'm ashamed that he couldn't do enough to kind of push himself in it. But hey. Shout out to Steve Mahailu.
I mean, we did have Spencer Dinwiddie and Chris Middleton, though, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
My God, Carl, that hurts. That hurts. Don't do that to us, man. Why you being mean to the Pistons fans, dog? Yes, right. we had two. We had an All-Star in Chris Middleton. Back-to-back All-Star. A guy who's shooting 50, 47, 90. Like. It hurts. And Spencer Dinwiddie, a guy who's gonna make an All-Star team one day. Yeah, we had him. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. But like I was telling Nomus, we got our Pascal Siakam. Sekou is a very very talented, still the youngest player in the NBA. Man, he's gonna be something. Just got to give him 4 years, Pistons fans. But they won't. They already hating on Sekou. But that's another conversation.
We'll talk about that later as well too.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot to talk about. So, okay, did you give your winner for this one yet?
I said Dinwiddie was my pick.
Dinwiddie?
I said it. He was my pick. I was like, damn.
Why we all picking Spencer Dinwiddie, man?
I picked him before. I seen him do this challenge before. He looked pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My third one.
I told you, man. I said Sabonis too, man. I'm telling you, Sabonis is so skilled that it's just like unusual. But considering how good of a player his dad was, I can't blame him. But he can do everything. It's not nothing he can't do. He can dribble. He can shoot. He can post you up. He can shoot the mid range. He can shoot free throws. He can play defense. Like the dude can do it all. So I wouldn't be surprised if he won.
I'm not saying he's gonna win it, but no one's talking about Pat Bev he is super competitive. I think whoever he plays the first round, I think he gets off to that quick start, but come to that last shot, you got to make the three. I think he's going to miss
Right.
it, so it's going to give his opponent time to catch up, and he's going to lose that way. But
I,
knowing how competitive is, he's going to get through the handle and passing stuff pretty quick.
I don't even know how Bam's gonna make that 3-point shot. I don't know.
Hey man,
Wasn't Andre in this last year?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Dre was in here.
That's how he lost with the 3-point shot.
Right, so you cross Bam off the list.
I mean, hey, all it does is take one flick of the wrist, and he's getting it, man.
I mean,
Like I said, you ain't Bam. You cross Bam off the list.
That's why I think if Dinwiddie the ball for the last shot, he gonna make it.
Yeah, man. Especially, like he's probably gonna win.
No,
Like I really think so.
we should know.
And 2K player says Tatum is taking it again like last year. We gonna see. Can't win it every year. But make sure you guys like that video so we can get more people in the chat, man. All right,
I thought Jason Tatum by the Clippers though, but anyway.
man, this Tatum Ingram stuff is getting on my nerves. Every time one of them ball out, and like I'm so sick of it. Ingram better though. But anyway, so Drew, you got the guys that's gonna be in the 3-point competition because we got the 3-point competition coming up. I know Devin Booker replaced Damian Lillard.
Zach LaVine.
Let's get this right.
I kind of don't know why Zach LaVine is. I don't know. I kind of don't know why Zach LaVine is in it, but
I mean he can shoot, but
he can shoot, but
he should be in a dunk contest. That's his thing.
Yeah, I mean he already won twice though.
I think that this is going to be pretty unanimous, but I think there's a couple of good players here. So let's go down the list for everyone who's not watching the video, who can't see the screen. We're going to go right from left to right, so you follow along with us. We got Trae Young, certainly my favorite to win it. We got Graham from Charlotte. We got Joe Harris, who won it last year. Damian Lillard did make it, but he is sitting out. Devin Booker has taken his place, both in the 3-point contest and in the All-Star game. And then we got Zach LaVine, and then Buddy Hield, and who are the two white guys? I don't know their names. Duncan Robinson and
Beverly's Bertans.
Croutons, yeah.
Croutons.
Where Duncan Robinson from? Out there balling in Miami, he talking that smack. Boy, that boy Duncan Robinson shooting 40+% from three.
Hey, wait a minute. I know this may be. Hold on, real quick. I know this may be an unfair statement because he's still kind of new, but I wish the 3-point contest didn't have like everybody who's like a superstar. Like, why can't be more new people who like already showing signs? Like our boy again, sweet.
But who's gonna watch that? Don't know. You gotta have.
I get it. I get it.
On this list, though, no, I would say Trae Young's the only superstar, and that's no offense to anybody. But yeah,
well,
to me, he's the only one that's a superstar.
I'm saying like you got a lot of veterans though. Like, why not add some new guys? Like, you got a rookie.
Trae Young and Devontae Graham are very young. Buddy Hield isn't that. I mean, no, he's older, but he hasn't been elite that many years. Duncan Robinson is like a rookie or a second-year player.
Like that's why
Devin Booker is not old. I mean, Devin Booker might be a superstar too. So they got a couple.
Davies Burton just had his breakout season this year. So I mean.
That's why I wish Luke Kennard didn't get hurt. I have a feeling like he.
Oh yeah, Luke would. Ooh, he would kill this. Yeah, he would kill it.
That's the thing though. Is it depends on how much legs you use in this thing, because even though he's shooting 40%, I mean you gotta have stamina to do this thing. I just don't. I don't know, man. Like
Mahailu's shooting 42.
I know. I don't know how well those guys would do in a competition like this where it's paced. Like a lot of times, Mahailu's got his setup.
I think Luke Kennard could do this easily. I don't know if he would win,
right?
But nah, he wouldn't have a problem shooting a lot of shots in a row like Svi would, because he shoots different kinds of shots.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go down the list, man. Who we taking? J-Mo, let's start with you, man. Who you got?
I think one of the first two guys mentioned are going to win it. Devontae Graham or Trae Young, man. Devontae Graham is like he's fourth in the league in 3-pointer attempt, and he's shooting like a great percentage. I'm not going to act like I know what it is, but it's very high. And he shoots a lot of threes. And man, Devontae Graham, I always knew he was going to be a great player when he was at Kansas. I'm just glad he got a little opportunity in Charlotte. I was kind of mad when they was bringing him out the G League. I'm like, this kid is nice. He don't belong in no G League, but you see how it ended up for him. But I think Trae Young or Devontae Graham will win it. And if I had a dark horse, I'd go with Buddy Hield.
Ooh, I like the dark horse pick. Myself, I think the final two is going to be D Book and Trae Young. Those guys are nice, and they're probably the two biggest names in this thing. But I like them, man. I like them. I think Zach LaVine's only here because he plays for Chicago. But I mean, he's been shooting the ball lights out this season. So congrats to him for improving that. But he's playing in the wrong competition. He should be in the dunk contest and not the 3-point contest. But it is what it is.
The man say he had nothing to prove, so that's why he wanted to go in the 3-point contest. He had nothing to prove in the dunk contest.
Yeah, I mean, he's already won it twice.
Dunk he tried from the free throw line in practice.
Dude flew.
Yeah.
Like, we need to see that, bro. Like, you got something to prove there. But whatever, man. To each his own.
I mean, but he can't go in the dunk contest no more because Zion and Ja gonna be in there next year. He don't want that smoke.
I hope Zion does it, man. I hope Zion doesn't do a LeBron and never do it.
No, Zion's not gonna do a LeBron because he's a different kind of player, and I just mean positional. LeBron was more of a big guard, but Zion he's a big man. He's a powerful. He gonna dunk all over people.
Well, I mean, those dunks he was missing, man. That's got so much power in him, man.
But did you see the dunk though? Like how hard it was. I'm like, you didn't have to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, he went through his legs, then went around his back, and then did a windmill. I'm like, chill out. Like he could have made the dunk if he was trying to do something so crazy. Yeah, man.
I mean, can I do my picks?
Yeah, go for it. Did you just say, can I do my picks and then go
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to think.
I thought you had this big plan or something.
I'm gonna pick Trae Young because he's like the face of where I live. So I'm picking Trae Young, and my dark horse. I mean, I can't stand the college he went to, but my dark horse is Duncan Robinson because like some games he just lighting it up. Yeah, I mean, like I've watched some of the Miami games. Like sometimes some games he just can't miss. I feel like if he gets hot, he can win this thing. And I could also see my boy the Devontae Graham winning it, man. I'm happy to see him finally break out. I mean, I've been watching the dude since like his sophomore year in college. And it's about time he got an opportunity. So, I think he can also win. So.
Be sure to tell us in the chat who you guys got winning the 3-point contest, and be sure to hit that like button as well. Nomus J, man, who do you got in the 3-point contest?
I'm taking a chance on Hield due to the fact of the matter. I know this guy want to make some noise. This guy, I know it ain't necessarily gonna help him get paid bigger, maybe it may not, but I know he want to put himself out there at all costs. He can go and outshoot anybody in the league because he is a heck of a shooter. When you get respect for Kobe Bryant, I know you're gonna go out there and show out. So I'm gonna pick him by dark horse pick. I'm going with Graham because I think I think this guy is a young workhorse, man. I think he go put in the work. He could be the one to win it. The easy answer was always Trae Young because what he's been doing in the NBA. But to me, when you're the expected guy like Trae Young, that kind of pushes everybody else to kind of want to outdo because everybody expects Trae Young to kind of probably be the guy to win it. You can't blame him. But that's kind of why I'm going with it.
Yeah, that's kind of how when Clay beat Curry in this competition. So yeah, I understand what you're saying, man. That was a good point. But Buddy Hield. Side note, Luke Walton, like I told y'all last year, was the worst coach in the NBA. Y'all believe me now? This man benched Buddy Hield for Bogdanovich, and Bogdanovich can play, but no, this man is terrible.
Do any of you guys think that Joe Harris can repeat? He is the defending champion in this thing.
No, man, no. And it's not like I'm disrespecting him as a shooter. I'm not. He's one of the best shooters in the NBA. He shoots like 40% every single year. But I think the competition is he got some shoot. He's with I don't know who was in there last year, but Trae Young and the guys like Devontae Graham and Buddy Hield. I don't know. I don't know about him repeating.
He was in there last year.
So. And Devin Booker, nobody's really talking about him, but he could easily win it.
I think Devin Booker was like a runner-up before, right?
Yeah. So like, yeah. So I just don't think Joe Harris is gonna repeat. And when he does repeat, we can come back here and be like, "You was wrong, J-Mo."
You were right about Lonzo and Luke Walton, but you were wrong on Joe Harris.
Right.
I think everyone will give you a pass on that one.
Luke Walton horrible though. Luke Walton is so bad. Oh my.
I told you
Kings
he
are
was gonna
stupid.
go. I told you he was gonna go to Sacramento and ruin my boy De'Aaron Fox. Shout out to De'Aaron Fox for still averaging a lot of points because he's averaging like 18, 19. But his percentages are terrible. But shout
The
out for him
Kings are
trying to
stupid.
push to it. Luke Walton is a horrible coach. I tried to tell.
Kings are stupid. Why? That's like if when we let go of Stan Van Gundy and then like the Bulls or somebody pick up Stan Van Gundy, like y'all stupid. Why would y'all get a young player destroyer? Why? Why would
Bro, you see what he did to Buddy Hield? Got that man on the
bro?
bench.
Oh, that's both. Remember when we had Tobias on the bench?
Man. It's just funny, man. Bro, like you just gotta laugh at bad coaches sometimes, guys, because it's so funny how bad they are sometimes after you just get to a certain point of being fed up. But now we're gonna talk about the dunk contest, man, because we got some people coming in the dunk contest, Dwight Howard. And I think he has a special message. I think he might just win it, low key before we even get to all the players. But Dwight Howard got something to prove in this dunk contest, and Dwight Howard still had one of the greatest, most underrated. The man dunked on a 12-foot rim, and you could tell it wasn't hard, so he could have put it up to 13. Like it wasn't hard. He just jumped a little bit and dunked it. I'm like, okay, you tripping. But
he jumped so high one time he had to throw the ball into the hoop because he jumped so high. Anyway.
Exactly. But don't forget we got Aaron Gordon and Pat Connaughton. Ooh.
And
I might have to take back everything. I might have to take back everything I just said, dog. Aaron Gordon in it. Aaron Gordon. Yeah, Aaron Gordon out for revenge, bro. Aaron Gordon's in it. Yeah, I'm going with Aaron Gordon. I'm sorry.
I was going Aaron Gordon anyway. I was going with Aaron Gordon.
He already done got one stolen from him. But I'm going with Aaron Gordon.
Well, remember the dunk contest he did without Zach LaVine? His dunks were at best. I think a lot of that, I believe he had a foot injury. So I think he's got a lot to prove to people. So I expect him to come out full speed, do some crazy stuff that we have never seen before. I like Derrick Jones Jr., but he's really an end-game dunker. I'm not sure how creative he's going to be. He's got very good length. Pause. He's very explosive. I had to correct it.
Hey, no, I'm with you, man. But that was hilarious.
He's very talented. Okay, I'm very curious to see what he's going to bring to this contest. But I'm just kind of concerned with him that he's more of an end game dunker, kind of put you on the poster. But I mean, dude, he can catch an alley oop from anywhere on the court, and no one really talks about him that way. But I mean, this guy is super fun to watch. So he's one of my favorite players to watch.
Being an in-game dunker, I definitely agree with that. But of course, nobody talking about Pat Connaughton. But I just think this is automatically gonna come down to Dwight, unless Dwight misses his dunks. It's gonna come down to Dwight and Aaron Gordon.
Well, how old is Dwight now?
I don't even.
He's 34. He still got us though.
It
don't matter how old he is. He can still dunk. Trust me. In the dunk contest. Trust me.
I mean,
I don't like because playing for the Lakers, Dwight Howard is on pace to have the greatest field goal percentage of all time. He's shooting like 74%. So all he's been doing is just dunking on everybody. And plus, it's like for Kobe too. So I think he's going to be a little bit different. So I think he'll give Aaron Gordon a run. But Aaron Gordon, the motivation, I think he's going to do some crazy stuff. It's just about making the dunks.
What's the over/under on Dwight trying to do a tribute to Kobe?
No, he is doing a tribute to Kobe. He said in an interview.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's gonna. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I laughed. He's that because Kobe was supposed to do something with him in the actual dunk contest, so he's still gonna do the tribute. So yeah, that's why I was saying like he's gonna have a different level of motivation. Him and Aaron Gordon both they got the motivation, and I feel like sometimes the dunk contests come down to simply that: how much do you really want to win? Because at the end of the day, it's just dunk.
So let's do this, man. Let's go down the list.
I'm about to say Nomis. Who do you think is gonna win the dunk contest?
It comes down between Gordon and uh Howard. It is to me. I gotta go with Aaron Gordon first, though, just because it's been long overdue. I believe he's healthy enough to do it this time. I just hope if he does make the most spectacular dunk, I just hope he don't kind of tweak his injury, because I feel something stupid like that could happen. But anyway, I'm going Aaron Gordon.
CA3, man, who you taking?
I'm going with. I'm gonna go with Superman, man. I'm gonna go with Dwight Howard. I think he's got a lot to prove. I mean, the last time he won was 12 years ago now, and I think he's gonna try to prove that he still has it. And also Kobe died, so that's also gonna be another motivation for him. So, I mean, I think he still got it. I think he's gonna win.
All right.
J-Mo, who you got, man?
Like I said, I'm going Aaron Gordon, man. I don't got no doubt. Like the moment I saw that he was gonna be in there, it was no brainer. And I know what happened in that last contest, but as we were saying, he was injured and he's definitely healthy this year. So I'm almost excited. I might actually watch the dunk contest now, like for real. And then now that I know he's gonna be in it, I mean, I watched it when Donovan Mitchell was in it, but I'm just saying I didn't watch it last year. Well, no, I think Donovan Mitchell was in last year, whenever he was in it. But that's the only time.
I mean,
in recent memory that I watched it.
I mean, the last time it was actually entertaining was when Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine when at it. Honestly, that was the last time it was actually entertaining.
Well, I mean, the one Aaron Gordon did by himself. I don't remember who else was in that competition. I don't remember who won it. But I mean, he had some creative ideas. He was just injured. Like he used a drone. Like we've never seen anything like that before. So I know in this dunk contest, he's gonna do something that no one's thought of or we haven't seen yet. Whether it goes in or not, you have to watch this because there's gonna be something in here like, man, I would have never thought that would have been possible. So I mean, it's gonna be a good one. But I'm with all of you, man. Gordon's got this one pretty much. All he's got to do is just make his dunks first attempt.
The stuff that he was doing when he was going against Zach LaVine was, oh my gosh, so ridiculous.
No, he shouldn't have lost to Zach LaVine, man. Like I'm sticking with that.
He won that. No, he definitely won that.
Like he shouldn't have lost, but it's what it is.
I think that Gordon needs to do something with Uncle Drew since how long has that been out? That's been out for a couple of years. They need something to do with Uncle Drew.
I mean, that was a great movie too. It was funny.
Underrated, very underrated.
I love that movie, man. Like, man. Okay, so now we got to talk about the All-Star game. All-Star game is tomorrow, so it's tons of players in it, man. But let's talk about who has the better All-Star team and who you think is gonna win the All-Star game. We gonna start off with you, CA3 Sports Talk.
I mean, it's definitely gonna be Team LeBron. I like the picks that Giannis made, but I mean, look at the team that Team LeBron has compared to Team Giannis. I mean, I think it'll be closer than what people think, but I still think Team LeBron will edge them out. It'll kind of be like last year where we thought Team Giannis was gonna get destroyed, but they are still very competitive with Team LeBron. But I still think Team LeBron will win.
Okay. Nomus, what you think, man? Who you think has the better team and who you think gonna win?
Whoever. Nah, I ain't about to get too scientific with it. I was about to say whoever got the most balance on the roster, but when I look at both teams, it seems like LeBron's team obviously has like the most All-Star experience. Giannis' team is more made of the stars tomorrow, who are guys who are coming in now. You know what I mean? So it's a good balance, I think, between both of you is what you expect. But I'm kind of going this year with team. I'm taking a chance with Team LeBron. Again, come on, man. It looks like team again, bro. I'm gonna have to go with them. I mean, the experience is on their side. I think they go.
All right. I mean, they got Kawhi, LeBron, AD. I think they got James Harden too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, ugh. But anyway, Drew, who do you think is gonna win, or who do you think has the better team?
Looking at this, LeBron has the way better team, and it's not even close. Looking at Giannis's team, Him, Kimba, and Trey Young are really the only guys who are going to perform super duper highlight plays. Siakam will get on the fun and do a highlight play or two. Ingram will have a couple good
I was
looking dunks.
say, I feel like Ingram's gonna have a really good game. He got something to prove.
Mitchell will have a couple good dunks, but I mean, I'm looking at it. Embiid's not going to do anything that we're going to remember. He might score a bunch and shoot a couple threes, but I mean, there's no highlight plays or anything cool. Bam might
I'm
get
gonna
a
say
dunk or
Giannis is
two.
gonna be all the highlight play.
Yeah, but I'm looking at hold on, I'm gonna make my point. Bam's gonna have a couple dunks, but nothing we're gonna remember. I don't even know how much Jimmy Butler wants to play because he doesn't like playing in All-Star games. Rudy Gobert is gonna be super boring to watch. Kyle Lowry boring to watch. Chris Middleton will catch fire, hit a couple threes. Really nothing like highlight reels. Now go over to Team
Yeah.
LeBron. Okay. You got LeBron and AD. They're fun to watch them play in the real season. What are they going to do? There's going to be so many alley oops on this one. And then you got Luka, James Harden right there. That's a ton of threes and crossovers and step backs and ankle breakers. Kawhi, yeah, he's not going to be really fun to watch in this one. Jokic is not really going to be fun to watch. Damian Lillard got replaced by D-Book, his first All-Star game. I'm very curious to see what he's going to do. But then you got Chris Paul. You'd be like, well, Chris Paul is super old. He is going to throw some alley-oops to Anthony Davis, probably off the backboard. Sabonis, really boring to watch. But this one is probably going to be the coolest thing to watch right here is Simmons versus Embiid. All of this drama right here is going to be must-see TV. They're going to be going at it. And then you got Jason Tatum and Westbrook to close it out. Both of those guys can make some highlight reel plays. LeBron's team's going to be more fun to watch. Way more fun to watch. They got the better team. I'm going Team LeBron.
Yeah.
Bro, they got Westbrook. Like, it's over. Like, man, and like, come on. But I definitely think Team LeBron has the better team. But I'm gonna just go with Team Giannis, just because I feel like the competition. Because Team Giannis knows they're the inferior team, so I feel like they're gonna put more effort. And I know for one thing, watching last All-Star game, Giannis is gonna be on one. Because last All-Star game, Giannis was the best player on the floor. He looked like the best player in the world among all those All-Stars, and now he's doing this. So I think he's gonna try to do that again. He's gonna have a great game. I'm not sleeping on Trey Young. I think these guys are gonna be here to compete. And the thing about Team LeBron is like it's filled with All-Stars. But where's the chemistry? And I feel like when LeBron or Chris Paul aren't on the court, if they end up not being on the court, because they might have one of them on the court at the same time. But those are the guys that can orchestrate. No matter what kind of talent you have, you throw Chris Paul there, you throw LeBron there, they can orchestrate it perfectly because they are just so high level of playmakers. But if they're not on the court, I don't know how. I see a lot of missed step backs from Luka and James. I see a lot of unorthodox play, and just not in sync like that. But Team Giannis, you got Trey and you got Kimba. Donovan is gonna do what he wants to do, but like I said, Brandon Ingram definitely has a lot to prove too. But I think Team Giannis is gonna play harder. So it's just like last year when Team Giannis was gonna win, and then KD turned up and they lost, and then KD and LeBron turned up. So they don't got KD, so maybe they have a chance now because KD's a top 6 player in the league.
Remember, Kyrie was with him, I think, last year, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, yep. It was them three: KD, LeBron, and Kyrie. Man, him and Kyrie chemistry was off the chart. They couldn't stop him. They couldn't do nothing. Right. And this is like it's bad that duo had to break up, but this is among the All-Stars. This is among the best of the best of the best, and they couldn't handle LeBron and Kyrie. It was just so funny.
I remember when Giannis caught the most impossible lob by Steph Curry. I don't know how he caught.
Oh yeah, when Giannis caught that lot, that's what I'm saying, man. Like Giannis is definitely going to be on one. I'm telling you, they're going to be on one. So we got some more people in the chat. Make sure you guys like the video and let y'all know. Let us know who y'all think is going to win the All-Star game, man.
Giannis,
because I think the All-Star game is going to be very exciting. I'm telling you. What you say?
I remember when Giannis last year. He looked like he really wanted when he was taking that game seriously.
No, yes, and I think he's gonna do it, especially with the Kobe stuff. Giannis is gonna take, like I said, he's gonna try to look like the best player on the floor again. He did it last year. He's gonna be on one. He's gonna be attacking. He's gonna be trying to dominate everybody. So it's gonna be very fun to watch. But I think Detroit Drew was right about the Simmons Embiid thing. Nobody really cares about that or is talking about that. But the fact that they're on opposite teams, I think we might. I don't know, man. If the teams put them in a situation where they got to go against one another, we might see some things, some things
The
that might
very
break the
first
team up,
fight in the All-Star game.
some things that might break the team up in the future. So we
I
might see
hope.
some things. We might see Ben go one on one and beat, and the B slide in and start talking smack like, "Yeah, you suck." You never know, man. We might see some stuff. We might see Ben hit a three in his face. That's how extravagant it could get.
Man,
And don't
So,
forget, Jimmy Butler might start the pot up because he ain't got nothing better to do.
but Jimmy Butler don't like to play All-Star games though,
Yeah.
and he's coming off an injury too. So I don't really know how much he's going.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, man. We got a lot of more to talk about. Now we got to talk about the Pistons. You know, we had to go from the nice All-Star game to the Pistons. It's all right, guys, man. But this is what we here for on the Above the Rim, man. We talk Pistons, man. We talk the NBA. This is what we do. But all right, guys, man. Let's get into the Pistons now. So, what do you want to see from the Pistons from the All-Star break? Like, what do you want to see this team do? No, man.
Well, I want to see them play all our young guys that we acquired on this roster because at this point, that's the only thing that you got forward to look forward to. I mean, Reggie's gonna be gone. Luke Kennard gonna be coming back eventually, so that's a good thing. That's one thing I am hopeful to see. Our young talent come back, get healthy, and get the opportunity to play. And Dwayne Casey just needs to go ahead and let them do whatever it is they need to do. Let them make mistakes. Let them hit the wall. At this point, this season, to me, I could care less at this point for trying to push for a seed. I mean, because you basically in rebuild mode, you might as well say now. And Blake is out anyway till June. So what's the point? You might as well prep now for next season. Play your youngest guys from Hall, King, Speed. Give Sekou some more minutes again if you feel the need to give him some. Play all your young cats at this point and just be competitive and let them grow. Because at this point, they're going to need the experience. You can't have them hold up in the G League and not face any NBA talent. They'll never hit their ceiling. They'll only hit a certain ceiling. They need to get better. And the only way for them to ultimately get better is when they start playing against actual NBA talent. And that's the only thing I can hope for right now.
Well, the last sentence that you said is the reason why I want to say cool out of the G League. Like, I feel like he should only spent a month in the G League because I was like, I need to see him against NBA guys. And when he first came, was doing pretty well against NBA guys. But we're gonna talk about that later. But that's definitely why you need to play the young players because like guys like Jordan Brown, like if he's dominating the G League, what is he really gonna learn? He
Right.
needs to be out there with the big dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Is that Pistons post I see?
That is Bravo.
No, that's me.
That's Bravo. I was about to say, bro, I
Yeah.
can't see no picture, man. I don't know who that is. But Bravo, man, what's good, man? Glad for you to be able to join us, man. We know you had things to do today. But what do you want to
What's good?
see from the Pistons? I already know what you're gonna say, but I have to ask you anyway. I know exactly what you're gonna say. But what do you want to see from
Okay.
the Pistons after the All-Star break?
Okay, I'm not gonna say tank, and get Edwards. No, that's first, because this is what I want for real. Let's say something else. Play the young guys. Definitely play. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not clear. 'Cause I'm not using a speaker. Anyways, so you guys, I think we should play the young guys. We should first waive or buy out the Brandon Knights and or Reggie Jackson and bring in Dante Hall from the G League. And even I would actually consider waiving a couple of them. I'd like to waive Brandon Knight and Reggie Jackson and bring in a guy like Hall or even Khalil Iverson from the G League. I like that guy too. So we need to start playing the young guys and just go for it for playing more young development guys because that's what we need. We don't really need to try to win more games. I can see us winning a few more games, maybe 5 more games from now until the end of the season, which is fairly fine for me. But even if we don't really tank, even if we remain 7, I think it's not bad. We still set up right now on a good pick. and I think we're gonna be a 7 or 8. At 7 or 8 or 6 is actually still not bad at all if you think about it, because there are good players, point guards in this range. This is what we need as a Piston organization. We really need a good future point guard. We have not got a future point guard for the past multiple years, and we've been saying this for the past few years. We haven't had a point guard, so this is our chance. This current draft is full with point guards, and we can get someone from there. And I hope they do it. They also, other thing in my mind I want to mention. It's been multiple rumored that today that D Rose is thinking about going back to Chicago, and he is interested in being traded to the Chicago Bulls. So I can see us trying to trade D Rose to the Chicago Bulls for a first round pick, maybe future first round pick, or something like that. I don't know if the Chicago would give us their pick this year, but it might be a future pick.
I was about to say, you think they would give us a first for D Rose?
I think there was a discussion they would give us in the early this draft, this deadline. There was a discussion about. I heard a lot of rumors, but it wasn't really clear about giving us Chris Dunn, and we give them back D Rose, and they give us also a first round pick. But it wasn't really true because it wasn't really came up from them. It came up from us, the Piston organization. I heard that it's rumored multiple times because they wanted D Rose themselves. But now D Rose also wants to go back to Chicago. So there's a strong discussion about him going to Chicago. I wouldn't mind that. Actually, I'd love to have D Rose going back to Chicago. He's a Chicago boy, so he needs to go there. And if we trade him and get their pick, man, that would be dream come true. We get a couple of first round picks. This is what we literally want. We need like a point guard and another pick so we can pick maybe a guy who is a good center or maybe a good small forward in this draft. I'm really think we out, but if D Rose stays, I still love him. He's a great player. He's my favorite Piston this year.
All right. I mean, look, I'm not going to trade D Rose if it's up to me, but you're not going to see me be mad with him being back in Chicago. That's where he belongs. We all can agree with that. But as long as he's a Piston, I want him on the team. Because we need him right now. But we'll see how that goes. Man, because there's still a lot of things going on. But Detroit Drew, man, what do you want to see from the Pistons this season? Well, not this season. After the All-Star break this season.
I want to see this team be competitive. Tanking does not work. You're never guaranteed the pick that you got. So I'm not saying go out there and try to do a playoff push. Mathematically, we're only a few games out of being like a top 5 pick. Mathematically, we're only a few games out from being the 8 seed. So, there's a ton of different scenarios that this can go. I want Dwayne Casey to put these young guys in the right position so that way they have the best opportunity to be the best player possible. I don't care if we have to sit Derrick Rose, sit Reggie, buy him out, whatever we have to do, but give your young talent some opportunities. Do not give Sekou Doumbouya the Stanley Johnson treatment. Let this guy learn, man. He's going to struggle. He's, 19 years old, coming from a different country. Be patient with him. Give him his opportunity. If you don't want to start Sekou at the 4, put him in at the 3. Tony Snell is not that good of a player where he's going to complain about not being a starter. So that way you can run Sekou, Christian Wood, and Thon Maker, or whoever's going to be playing instead of Thon Maker. You can put Markieff out there. Does not make a difference to me, but maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he needs to be playing the 3 and not the 4. I don't know, but we're never going to know.
Well, I've always felt that he was a 3, and I've said that multiple times. I just said he's a 3 who can play the 4, but he's a 3.
Right. Yeah. And, you got to switch it up with them, man. Show some of these young guys you got confidence in them. But I'm not going to lie, man. The main thing that I'm looking forward to is watching Luke Kennard and Mykhailiuk play together, man. That's a lot of 3-point shots. Put them out there with either Reggie or Derrick Rose. And you're going to see a lot of more alley-oops to Christian Wood because you've got 2 3-point shooters shooting over 40%. Opens up the court entirely. You can't double down Derrick Rose, and if you do, he's got a couple options to kick it to the corner to either Luke or Mykhailiuk, or throw it over the middle and get an easy dunk with Christian Wood. So, with Luke Kennard coming back, it's really going to open up a lot for this team. I don't want to say tank because I don't like tanking. It doesn't work, but don't purposely lose either. But they're doing a good job tanking, even though they're not tanking, of losing to teams like the Knicks and Cleveland and Charlotte and Chicago and yada yada yada. So I don't really think we have to worry about the whole tanking thing. We just suck.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I give my opinion. I mean, I just want to see. I just want to see them compete, like you said. I mean, there's really no point in taking really. I mean, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose games. We're gonna lose a lot of games regardless. I mean, like look at our team. Like, no offense, but we're gonna lose a lot of games regardless. Like, and we're not gonna make the playoffs like regardless. So there's no point in purposely losing. I think you rather compete than purposely lose. You want to see what your team can do instead of just try to purposely lose. And then, I mean, I really just want to see what the young talent does. I mean, I want to see, you know, what how Christian Wood can. I want to see if Christian Wood can I guess be this consistent in his production because he's been balling lately. I want to see if he can keep that up, and I also want to see. I mean, what like you said, what she and Luke can do. I mean, I really want to see what Luke can do because he hasn't played in a while with that injury. I also want to see, you know, what what can Jordan Bone do maybe with more minutes, and hopefully if they let go Reggie or maybe or Derrick Rose. I mean, if they trade Derrick Rose or I mean, I don't know what they can do. I mean, I want to see what everybody can do because we're kind of rebuilding now. We're trading our second best player, and I kind of want to see what they maybe can do. If Blake comes back healthy and hungry, so we'll see what happens, man.
Well, Blake not coming back.
I know. I'm saying. I mean next year. That's what I mean. Next
Oh,
year.
okay. But no, I definitely agree with what you said about Luke Kennard. I know people feel how they feel, but I think Luke Kennard is going to put a lot of thorns in people's sides because we're going to win more. If Luke Kennard is back and he's healthy, we're going to win a lot more games. I know Bravo was saying like 5 to 7. If Luke Kennard back, we might win 11. We got like 30 games left. We might win 10 or 11 games. And that might actually put us in a worse position when it comes to the standings. But if he's back and healthy, I think our future would look bright. I think it would help Sekou. But first thing I want to see is Dwayne Casey stop acting like an idiot when it comes to Sekou, giving him this Stanley Johnson treatment, treating him like a scrub, going in the media and telling lies. But we're gonna get to all of that. But the main thing with Sekou is this is how I'm explaining to y'all because I know some people don't see the game like me. We're playing him at power forward, but we play him like a small forward. If he was like, we don't give him post ups, and Sekou just stands on the wing and shoots threes. That's his goal. Or when we finally swing the ball to you, try to drive to the rim and make something happen, and then when he gets a chance, he can go in transition. Like so, even though we play him as small forward, having defense small forwards, and we know we can use him to switch. I mean, we play him at power forward. And we play him at power forward, but he's used like a small forward. And I think Dwayne Casey's trying to get him to play like a power forward, but he's using him like a small forward. It's just very confusing. And I've always thought he was just a very tall, small forward. Because I mean he's 6'9" and he has a big body, so you want to put him at power forward to guard some of those guys. But I think he's more of a small forward who can play power forward if you need him to. Just like Christian Wood is a power forward, but he can play center. But you don't want to have. Just imagine if we had Christian Wood playing center all the time. Like how good would he look? He wouldn't look the same. Like he can play 15 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes center a night. We can't play starter minutes in center. And that's just I feel like what's going on with Sekou. So I want to see them get that straight. And just like everybody else said, compete with the good teams. I actually want to see us beat one of the teams that we competing with. Like we don't have to win every game because we're gonna lose some bad teams. We got a tough schedule coming up, so I just want to see us beat one of the good teams. So like when we beat Denver, I just need to see a few wins like that sprinkled throughout those 10 wins we might get, just to let me know that y'all can compete into the level where you actually can beat a good team, even when you're a bad team. So it's just little things like that I need to see. Hopefully, I want to see Kyrie Thomas come back, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I want to see Jordan Bone get some more minutes. And I want to see people go out there and play hard because guys like Sphere are still thinking playoffs and things of that nature. The last thing I want to see, I want to see Tony Snell ride the bench and never get off the bench. We shouldn't be playing Tony Snell anymore. That's how I feel. I don't think he should play. I'd rather see Markeith. I'd rather see Sekou. I'd rather see Speed in all of those spots. And I just want to see the coaches get in our system get a little better because now that Andre Drummond is gone, Blake is hurt. Because I feel like when Blake comes back, he'll be our identity. We don't have an identity. So we need to establish some type of identity. Like, for example, the Clippers. They had an established identity. So did the Raptors. And then they just dropped players on their team, but they still had the same identity. Even if we don't have Blake, we can establish an identity in these last 30 games. Maybe Luke can help with that. Who knows? Definitely get rid of Reggie Jackson, Brandon Knight buyouts. Please do it. But it's just a lot of things that we do want to see from the Pistons, even though it's a losing season or whatever. But I think they got a lot to show the fans so we can believe in the team. And we just have to see some things. We got to see some guys being brought up from the G League, and like I always said, it's opportunity. Didn't Thon Maker score like 16 or 18 points again? Like, and this man was averaging like what, 2 points?
Yeah.
So, like, it's all about opportunity. I'm not saying Thon Maker is a baller, but Thon Maker looking like maybe he could average 13 or 14 points a game, and I actually thought that was impossible. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. It's just about opportunity. So I want to see because I still think we have a few gems. Christian Wood is definitely a gem, that we just discovered. That I saw him balling out with the Pelicans last year. He was averaging these same numbers. So I think maybe whether it's Dante Hall or Iverson, the guy Bravo was talking about, or Jordan Bone, we might find a spark in one of these players that we wouldn't have found if we kept all of these veterans on the team. So, man. Kyle Webb says Kyrie Thomas is coming back. He was cleared and he practiced after the Pistons played the last game in Orlando. Oh, good. His name is not Curry Thomas, it's Kyrie Thomas. Like, his name is literally Kyrie, like Kyrie Irving. It's just spelled different. That's good news, guys. What do you think about that? Kyrie Thomas will be back. That's good news.
Well, let's see if he gets any playing time, man. That's really
No. He's gonna get playing time. Dwayne Casey, he's one of Dwayne Casey's guys. I said that in air quotes. He's gonna get playing. I'm not worried about him getting playing time.
I mean, I just want him to get out there, man. He needs experience, man.
I guarantee you, as soon as he come back, Jordan Bone will never see the court again. And I'm not saying like I want it to happen, but we was playing Kyrie Thomas last year in the playoffs. Like, nah, Dwayne Casey likes him.
The only reason they were playing because they're getting blown out anyway.
I mean, he still was out there though.
He still played well too. That's the important thing, though. Like he was the only guy out there trying to play.
Right. So I definitely think he will get an opportunity to get minutes. And like I said, that'll probably put Jordan Bone down. But no offense to Jordan Bone, I've been waiting to see Kyrie Thomas play for a while. I think he might be something. Who knows? But I really want to see him play.
I think the thing with Jordan Bone is he's not ready for it yet. I think he'll be solid for us, but right now, I just don't think he's ready for the spotlight or the moment, anything like that. So it's cool. We really haven't given him a shot yet, but not everyone comes into the league right away and dominates or is efficient. Some players take a couple years to get their legs underneath them and understand how the league works. So just be patient with these young guys, man.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he's ready yet. I think we'll keep him around, and we'll have him, like another season in the G League. Give him some summer league minutes and see what he can do. But yeah, I don't think he's ready yet. And definitely, since we need we got Reggie and D Rose back, but Kyrie Thomas should get some more minutes though. But I think we will bring. But I don't expect him to get real minutes to like the last 15 games because I think Dwayne Casey is going to bring him along slowly. But it is what it is. All right, guys, if you haven't liked the video, make sure you like the video. It's been fun, man. We still talking about the Pistons. Jane Willis says, if you could compare speed to another current or former NBA player, who do you think most resemble? I don't really have a comparison for speed yet.
An off-brand Klay Thompson.
Yeah, I'm not going to disrespect Klay like that. I can't do it.
Well, no, but they play similar styles. Like they're not on the equal footing talent wise. Clay's obviously miles ahead of him, but they play similar styles of basketball.
I wouldn't say Clay because Clay got defense.
That's true.
Well, offensively, I do think they kind of do play similar styles, but Clay is he's so advanced. Just like comparing like when we was making Sekou and Giannis comparison, you can't do it because Giannis is like the best player in the league. Like it's just hard to do something like that, even if some comparisons might be valid. So it's a little bit weird with that right there. He says speed equals Chris Mullin. Joe Harris. I like the Joe Harris comparison, but Joe Harris can't put the ball on the floor like that. He can't handle the ball like that. But
yeah, Mihail's got good vision, man. He can pass.
Yes, he can. Like Mihaly was an all-around player, man. I have very high hopes for him.
Well, his only problem is, his defense needs work and he turns the ball over a lot. But those are two things you can kind of correct. I'll never think he'll be a lockdown, but you can limit the turnovers, man. He'll be very good offensively.
All right, now we got to talk about Dwayne Casey and Sekou. I'm gonna just combine all the questions into one. Dwayne Casey has just been doing a lot of things. I mean, he's been taking shots at Sekou in the media, saying he ain't playing hard. Just I call it lies because I don't know what he's talking about. But Dwayne Casey and Sekou, I don't know what's going on. He's jerking him back and forth, benching him a lot. He doesn't play him in fourth quarters. It's just a lot of stuff. And first of all, I'm gonna ask you guys: do you think him and Sekou are having personal problems, and that's what's happening on the court, or do you think it's just Dwayne Casey? Do you like the way that Dwayne Casey has handled Sekou so far during this season? We're gonna start with you, CA3.
I don't like the way that he's handling Sekou this season. I mean, I don't think the way that he's treating Sekou, I don't think that has to do with a personal problem. I just think Dwayne Casey, he's a very stubborn guy. And he does stuff the way he wants it done. And he makes a lot of questionable moves a lot. And I mean, I don't understand why he just won't play him like he was playing him earlier, and now he just benching him and won't play him in the fourth quarter. I just don't understand that. I mean, because you got to get a young guy reps. I mean, so I don't really think it has anything to do with the relationship. I just think it just has to do with Dwayne Casey being Dwayne Casey.
Man, them old school coaches, man. That's how they always are, man. That's how they always are. But Drew, what do you got to say about this, man?
I think a lot of this started. It's really been going on all year, but I think it really started to pick up some headlines and some steam going back to the one game Sekou missed shoot around or was late to shoot around, whatever that was, and he benched him. Perfectly fine with that. Now, I'm not sure what goes on behind closed doors or anything like that, but I mean, come on, man. This guy's 19, and you're dogging on him like he's Blake Griffin, like he's been in the league for so long, and that he's been a superstar. I keep saying it, but you have to realize how big this is. Coming from college to the NBA is night and day difference. That's why it's so rare for people like Ja Morant and Zion to come in the league and dominate like the way they've been playing. Now, take account from that, but you don't go to college, okay? You're coming from a different, complete country where the game is played completely different. You're coming from there. You're 18, coming to a country where you can barely speak the language. You know what people are saying, but you can't really speak how you want it to be spoken back to them yet. And you're getting thrown into a whole new locker room, whole new this and that. You have expectations of making the playoffs. You get put in the G League. Blake Griffin gets hurt. You don't get to come up and play right away. Blake Griffin gets healthy, and somehow then you get up and start playing. Like the timing seemed off. Then you start getting your opportunities when Blake goes out. You start scoring 16, 15, 20 points a game. And then all of a sudden you hit a wall. Your coach loses faith in you and benches you a couple times. Then you bring you off the bench. Like I think that psychologically he doesn't have a clue what's going on because there's no sense of direction with Sekou, man. Like if we're not making the playoffs, okay, it's safe to say that we still can, but we're not making the playoffs. Give Sekou starting minutes and let him develop. If we keep comparing him to Giannis, go back and watch Giannis when he came in the league, man. Skinny, but guess what? The Bucks put him in positions to go out there and become the Greek freak. They didn't pull him because he did something stupid. They didn't put him on the bench and start. I don't know, who did they have at the time? Did they still have Larry Sanders at the time? They didn't do anything stupid like that. They didn't
They
put
only
Thon
brought,
Maker.
according to what I remember, they only brought him off the bench his rookie year,
Right.
and that was it.
And they didn't put people like Thon Maker in over him, who people give up. Give credit to Thon. No disrespect to Thon. Thon's been balling since we traded Dre. He's playing extremely well, but Sekou is our future. Thon Maker is not. Okay, so rather you're on the I love Thon Maker bandwagon, which sounds crazy, but there are people who really love Thon Maker. Or if you're on the I don't really care about Thon Maker bandwagon, you have to realize that Sekou is crucial to this team's future. You have to develop this guy. And by not putting him in the starting rotation or giving his minutes to a guy like Markieff Morris, no disrespect, but he's not part of this team's future, or Thon Maker, who's not a part of this team's future, you have to let him get these minutes right now. Because depending on what you do in the draft and free agency, you can be a playoff team next year if you can do the right things. Now, a lot of things have to fall in place for that to happen. But the East is terrible. And next year could be really your opportunity with a healthy Blake Griffin to really make some noise. That being said, I don't know what's going on with Dwayne Casey and Sekou. I really don't. But, I mean, all the things that have come out where Dwayne Casey said Sekou should be having the time of his life. He should have all the girls. Like, what is
What the
that?
hell are you talking about?
Like, come on. Like, puff, pass, Casey. Give the rest of the team some of that good stuff, bro. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, man. Like, why would you say something like that? Like, it doesn't. I don't know, man. JMO, maybe you can put better words than I
oh
can.
yeah, no, the ether is coming, man. The ether, don't worry, man. The ether is coming, but I have to address something with B Ball Grash. He keeps on talking about Luke Kennard let himself get out of shape. What evidence do you have that he let himself get out of shape? I don't understand. Where are you getting that from? It's like that sounds like a personal problem that you have. They didn't say he was out of shape. He looked perfectly fine to me when he was averaging 19 points a game. So I don't know what you're talking about, Luke Kennard being out of shape and he's having the best season of his career. I don't know how that correlates. If he's out of shape and having the best season of his career, then oh my goodness. But anyway, do we think Dwayne Casey need to be fired? We might get into that. But look, Sekou is from France. I mean, that's where he's been. He wasn't born there, but the things that he's doing, I feel like a lot of Americanized players, and I'm using the word Americanized, it's not a word. But a lot of people that are used to the American culture, grew up in the AAU system, they're used to coaches coming at their neck. You know what I'm saying? But Sekou, he's different. And the things that Dwayne Casey is doing, it makes no sense. There's no excuse for Sekou not to play 30 minutes every night. Like, you can't find me any reason not to play 30 minutes at night unless he's getting murdered on defense, like murdered.
I don't know if you want to run him in the ground like that, though. I
don't think that's running him into the ground. 30 minutes is enough.
He needs to at least get 25.
I think he needs more minutes than that, man, because Sekou hasn't played a lot. Y'all know I watch the Pelicans. I'm with the Pelicans or whatever. But they got a player from Europe named Nicola Melli. When I say it literally took Nicola Melli 40 games to get used to the NBA, I mean, it took him 40 games to get used to the NBA. Sekou's 19. This guy's a veteran from Europe. Now Nicola Melli is balling and he's consistent. Sekou needs a lot of minutes. He should have been playing, and I don't like the way that Casey has handled him. I don't know if it's a personal problem, but this is one thing. If it's not a personal problem, why are you taking personal shots in the media? Talking about he need to be getting girls. Then you said he's showing lack of effort. I've never seen lack of effort from Sekou on the defensive end. Like, if you telling me he's not giving effort on the offense, that's probably because you done killed all his confidence. But I don't see lack of effort from Sekou. I always see him jogging down the court and hustling. I don't know where Dwayne Casey is getting this stuff from. And then he had the G League. I'm going to send him to the G League. And Sekou had to drop 17. Then he didn't score for the rest of the game because what Dwayne Casey do? Put him on the bench. So it's just very. I don't understand what Dwayne Casey is doing. This old school. This is why Nick Nurse won the championship. Yeah, I'm talking all types of smack. This is why Nick Nurse won the championship, man. Because your old school way don't work. You gotta let Sekou get minutes, whether it's 25, whether it's 30. You gotta let him play. You gotta let him go out there and make mistakes. And I know Sekou's lost his confidence. Ever since all this stuff Dwayne Casey has been doing, he can't make layups no more. Like he's missing, like he's missed bunnies that I didn't see him miss early. I'm like, and it's just like you can tell his confidence has been killed by his coach. And Dwayne Casey needs to wake up because, like, to me, mishandling Sekou that could cost us a franchise. This is somebody that you cannot mishandle, somebody that you cannot mistreat unfairly, and it just don't make no sense to me. Now, if our small force was Paul George or Kawhi Leonard or Siakam was a power forward or Blake was healthy and we had Bradley Beal, like if we had people ahead of Sekou that were star level, you wouldn't hear none of this from me. I'll be happy with the minutes that he's getting, and I wouldn't say nothing. But you got Tony Snell and Markieff Morris, really? And I already talked about him playing Sekou out of position. To me, Sekou's more of a small forward, power forward, tweener type. But he needs to on offense, he needs to play like a small forward. On defense, he needs to play like a power forward. If you want to play like a power forward, then start giving him in the ball and post us. But that's not what y'all do. Y'all got Sekou on the perimeter shooting threes as if he's a shooter, small forward type, and using his athleticism when he drives to the rim. So that's how you should use Sekou. But it just don't make no sense. Dwayne Casey plays favorites. He picked like he did this with Bruce Brown and Luke Kennard. Like, and y'all know how upset I've been on record about Bruce Brown starting over Luke Kennard. And it's just so funny to me how everyone kept arguing with me about that. And they were even arguing this year, and then you saw how great Luke Kennard is, and now I don't hear a word. It's the same thing with Sekou. You got these guys that's not better than, like, you can't tell me Tony Snell better than Sekou. I can't believe it. I don't care. I can't believe it because Tony Snell can only do one thing. Exactly. He can play defense too, but and I just don't know what Dwayne Casey is thinking. I feel like he's trying to destroy the young kid, and he's just doing it more and more every game. And considering he's from a different country, youngest player in the NBA, I don't know if he can adjust to something like that. And to me, mishandling Sekou is ground for firing. Like, you can't mishandle this guy because if he turns out not to be something, I'm gonna blame it all on Dwayne Casey because the players are so impressionable when they're young. I made the same comparisons with Luke Walton and Lonzo. Luke Walton was trying to destroy Lonzo on every turn. Luke Walton did the same thing Dwayne Casey is doing. And he went in the media and was talking smack about Lonzo to the media. Like, when coaches do things like this, they deserve some type of consequences. But of course, Dwayne Casey got a little clout within the organization, and I'm just hoping that I don't know what to hope for because I don't think Dwayne Casey's going to change. Just like Carl said, this guy is very stubborn, and he's just mishandling Sekou. All you have to do is just play him like you were playing him earlier. It's that simple. It's not nothing. Nothing complicated, and that's what I don't get. And he's always playing favorite, and I just don't like this playing favorite stuff and trying to hurt your team. I just don't get what he's doing. Uh, who's back? Who's back?
I'm on here.
No, we got is that Bravo?
Oh yeah. I don't know if he's there though. Looks like he's having computer out. He keeps joining and keeps leaving. Bravo, man. Can you hear us? I don't think he's there.
Okay, whatever, man. But if you guys in the chat have anything to say about how you think comment section gets funnier every day. If you got anything to say about how you think Dwayne Casey is handling Sekou with everything that's been going on, make sure you let me know what you think about that. Make sure you drop your comments. Make sure you guys like the video, man. Push play. I see you in there. Casey is doing the same thing that same thing to Sekou what he did to Christian Wood. Christian Wood's not a rookie. That's the youngest player in the NBA, not from America. It's a little bit different. That's why I say everything he does is a little bit heavier, just because his weight. Sekou's from a different country, man. And first of all, side note, Sekou has to be the crispiest rookie in the league. He's always in the drip. So Saw Sekou the other day, and my man's was in the drip. But that's just clothing. But have you guys ever heard a coach say, or their first round pick rookie needs to be having fun and getting girls? Have you ever heard a coach say that before? I'm
Yes,
being dead serious.
I
In
have.
the
His name is
in the
Dwayne
NBA.
Casey. His name is
Oh,
Dwayne
okay.
Casey.
I've never heard an NBA coach say that, and people buying into this. I don't know why they buy into all this Dwayne Casey sauce because of what he did with Toronto. Y'all know it took 7 years. Y'all really trying to wait 7 years for him to make us a contender? What? I'm not trying to wait that long.
Well,
While he destroys players on the way. It's like everything he did in Toronto gives him some type of respect, but he's been trash ever since he's got here. And I'm fine with that, him being trash, because our team ain't that good. But you're not going to destroy my young players, because he's doing the same thing with Luke Kennard to a lesser extent. It's just Luke Kennard is such a good player, he's forced to put him on the court. Did the same thing.
I mean, look at Sekou and Bruce Brown's Instagram and Snapchat stories. Like, they're hanging out, having fun. Like, do you want him to go to the strip club and make it rain on some hoes? I mean, is that what you want? Do you want to see him in the headline for doing a line of coke in Miami and getting arrested? Like, is that what you want to see? Like, he can do it.
I just never heard a coach tell the player to get some coochie. I never heard that in my life.
Bravo, you there?
Nope.
He said he was here, but no, we cannot hear you, Bravo. We cannot hear you. So maybe you need to fix your speakers or your mic or something. But, when I thought about it, I'm like, I literally have never heard an NBA basketball coach say those words. And if I did, which I know I haven't, it damn sure wasn't about no 19-year-old rookie. And I'm going to keep saying he's the youngest player in the league because I think that's significant. He was a top prospect. He was a top international prospect for a reason, but his age really matters when you look at the lot of scope of things because he hasn't been playing basketball for that long. He's only been playing basketball for like 7 years. It's not a long time. So he's not used to none of this stuff. And I definitely don't think Dwayne Casey is the right coach for Sekou, but what can we do about it now? We're stuck with him. I've seen this story before. He's a much better coach than Van Gundy. But I don't care what you do if you destroy my young players, because our young players is all that we got. Okay. But let's switch gears a little bit, man. Most Piston fans want the fans to tank, and Luke Kennard is coming back. Now, I talked about it a little bit earlier, but I think if we get a healthy Luke Kennard, that could get in a lot of thorns on people's sides about us winning more games. But we gonna start with you, Carl. Do you think if Luke Kennard came back, it would cause us to win more games, and that might make the tank crowd, a little bit disappointed?
I mean, it may make the tank crowd disappointed. I mean, even if Luke Kennard comes back, I mean, no offense to Luke Kennard, but I mean, we're still not gonna be winning that many games. I mean, we're still gonna have a pretty high pick. I mean, as a fan, I mean, you shouldn't complain too much over maybe a one spot difference. It's not like it's not like we're gonna be in the running for number 1 pick or number 2 pick. I mean, so I don't really know what's the problem here.
I don't got no problem with that. Do you even think Luke Kennard should play this year? Because there's a crowd that wants him to just rest and not have him play.
I mean, there's honestly not really a huge point of him playing. I mean, we kind of need him for next season. I mean, there's no chance of us really making the playoffs anymore. I mean, so I would rather kind of have him from next season, or maybe if he comes back soon, kind of slowly work him in. So he'll be. I mean, so I guess he'll have some more experience this season, and kind of warm him up.
Okay. So, Drew, I'm gonna just say it like this: do you think Luke Kennard coming back even matters when it comes to us winning more games? And I'm only saying that because the Pistons have a problem scoring.
Yeah,
Luke Kennard's a scorer, and I feel like a few of these games we wouldn't have lost if Luke Kennard was there, just from a scoring perspective. I ain't saying he's a savior, but like that OKC game, I don't know if we lose that if Luke Kennard is just able to score the ball. averages 16 points. So, and it's not even if we play the same way, and then he
Can you
provides
hear me now?
spacing. You put him with Mikhailuk. Now Mikhailuk is back. So you basically had a whole squad except for Andre and Blake. Like that team can win some games. But Bravo, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So if you wanted to say anything about the way that Dwayne Casey is treating Sekou, if you have any opinions on that, you can talk about that. And do you think Luke Kennard should come back? And will him coming back cause us to
Yeah,
win
dude.
more games?
Sorry, the voice is cutting. I can't hear anything. Let me try to log in from a computer. It sucks to use the phone.
Oh
All
my
right, I'll be
goodness.
back.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
all right, Drew.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I think you're right. I mean, I think we could win the Orlando game as well if we have Luke Kennard. We would definitely win the Orlando game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think we would beat OKC too. The way we were playing in that game.
Yeah.
OKC just had a little bit more power and push. We didn't have that extra. Like I said, it's about and it's not just about winning games. It's about continuity with these young guys. I want Luke Kennard to get minutes with his young fellows. You know what I'm saying? And the spacing, it just makes everything a little bit better.
Well, people act like Luke Kennard's been in the league for 5-6 years. I mean, this is only his third year. I mean, he's still learning how to get better. So even if you say Luke Kennard's gonna make us a more likely team to win some games, well, duh, he's scoring what 17, 18 points a game. I mean, shooting 40% from the 3-point line. That's what you want from players. I mean, this really shouldn't be that big of a deal, but I mean, there are more and more people who hate Luke Kennard, and I don't see it, but you can't make this fan base happy one way or the other. There's going to be miserable people everywhere, but you have to play Luke Kennard, and you have to develop Luke Kennard. Yes, develop Luke Kennard. He's only been here for 3 years. So, I mean, he's going to help us win games and, probably scoring 17, whatever points a game. You're going to win some. Him and Mikhailuk just open up the floor together. I'm not even saying you have to play them both, but you're going to go from either Mikhailuk to Kennard, or you're going to go from Kennard to Mikhailuk. And it's going to be tough for defenses to guard both of those players constantly while having to worry about blocking Christian Wood out, keeping him away from the rim, or stop Derrick Rose from attacking the rim, or so on and so forth. Luke Kennard just adds another layer to this team that we've needed the entire season. We drafted Luke Kennard to be Luke Kennard. That sounds ironic or stupid, but he's doing exactly what we drafted him to do. So a lot of people look at Donovan Mitchell and be like, we should have drafted Donovan Mitchell. Well, we needed shooting, and he is a better shooter than Donovan Mitchell. So, I mean, you get what you get.
Luke Kennard, they called him the best shooter in the draft, and he is the best shooter out of that draft class. Simple as that.
Yeah.
But with Luke Kennard, I mean, I definitely don't want him to sit out the season. Missing 58 games? I know. You can't get me to sign up for this, especially if you're healthy and they're just, like, resting you. No. I can't have you missing 58. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot of games to miss. That's just way too many games. Way. I mean, if they want to low manage them, cool. But, I mean, not cool. I'm not okay with that, but I can understand it if they're trying to keep him on the healthy side. I'm not okay with it. But I'm not subscribing to him not coming back this season. Besides the fact that he needs to get continuity with his guys, he needs to get continuity with basketball again. He needs to get his rhythm back. It's a lot of things that he needs to work on still. And the more reps you get in the NBA, the better.
Hey, to quote Luke G, take it a step further, J-Mo. This is going to be Luke Kennard's first time being a first option. Maybe second option, depending on if Derrick Rose is out there or not. We've seen what he can do with Blake Griffin. It's kind of streaky. He's less consistent with Blake being out there. But when Andre and Kennard played without Blake Griffin, those are some of the best game Kennard has ever had.
And he was averaging, I always say, before Blake came back, Kennard was averaging 19 points a game. When he came back, it went down to 16.
And now we'll see what he can do as potentially being a first option. Probably not right away, but after he gets a few games and gets his legs back underneath him and looks like Luke Kennard again, you might see him become the first option on the first unit. Or if they don't want to rush him back into the starting lineup and let him, just kind of slowly but surely get his legs back underneath him, he might be the first option coming off the bench. So I'm very anxious to see what Luke Kennard is going to do without Blake Griffin or Andre Drummond being in the lineup.
Nah, man, like
Hey,
I
what's up?
think
I'm back
once
finally.
once he gets back to his rhythm, I think he's gonna go back averaging 19 points a game. I mean, cause Luke was balling. Like all you heard was crickets at the beginning of the season. Cause Luke was just like you said, he was balling out of his mind, and he was consistent. Every night he was giving you something, and every night he was stretching the floor. And even when he didn't have those high scoring nights, he was still giving you good efficiency. So, Bravo, you back?
Yeah, the voice sucks in here on the phone, but keep going.
Okay, yeah, your voice is still breaking up a little bit, but um,
Can you hear me?
oh yeah, hold on, go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me? Am I clear or not?
No, you're clear now.
Okay.
You weren't just a few seconds ago. But have you heard the topics we were talking about, or do I need to retell you?
Dwayne Casey, Seiko's management, right?
Yes. And we're talking about Luke Kennard and him coming back. Should he come back? Things of that nature.
I don't like the way Dwayne Casey's managing Seiko because of the fact that he is always blaming him. I'm not impressed. I'm not happy. I'm worried about Seiko. He shouldn't be saying things like that about him. If he's want to say something, he should boost his confidence, not really bring him down all the way down. That's first. I don't know what he's trying to say by mentioning stuff like that. And him mentioning about something about the girls, that's so dumb from Casey. I don't know why he is doing that. But in terms of playing him, I mean, I can see why he's not really looking to playing him because, remember Seiko has played a full season in France. Then came out of summer league very tired. I could tell you that, and he's now back into the NBA. I can see his guy is tired. He's not like is the same rookie as we have like previous rookies. He looks tired more than other players, and the way he playing sometimes he doesn't care. Can you guys hear me or not?
Yeah.
There we go. You're clear.
Yeah, so I would be okay to rest Sekou off and on, maybe play him 13 minutes, 10 minutes a game, then the next game play him like a full 28 minutes. That should be the more way to handle him. And you gotta boost his confidence. You can't just bring his confidence down. And maybe I can see why he's struggling right now. Also, in terms of Kennard, I think he should be back, but he back slowly into the lineup. I don't know if he's gonna go straight to the lineup because, dude, I'm gonna be honest, straightforward. We don't need to win games anymore. We need to just play the guys and really play hard. Show the people we can win. That's all we need to do. But we don't need to win, literally, because we are in the perfect spot. A great player coming up out of this draft. I don't know if it's gonna be great or not, but we need to get a good player definitely, man. Sekou is one of them. Kennard is the second one. We need a third one right now. That will at least put us just in a comfort the next couple of 2 to 3 years. We can't just be trying to win games for no reason. I don't know if it's more winning 4 or 5 games, but I think we need to try to try to play hard, but not really aim to win. Try to just aim to play hard.
So basically,
I'm about to say, sometimes when you play hard, you do win, right?
Yeah.
That's nice way of saying what I want to tank. That's basically nice way of saying.
He said basically lose, but don't make it look
cannot hear
obvious.
you
Don't
right
lose by too much.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, we're gonna win some games. I'm telling you, especially if Luke comes back and he's healthy, we'll find a way to beat some of the teams that we can't beat. Some of these weaker teams or some of them swing games that we would lose 100% of the time. Then it goes down to an actual swing game where it's 50%, and some of those 50% we're winning it. But my main issue with Dwayne Casey and Sekou is like he's not from here. Like I said, American kids, we're way different. Like we all from we know that. So they're used to different kinds of things. But Sekou being from a different place, it's just a little bit different from him with the added pressure. Like he probably thinks it's normal to be bashed in the media by your coach. Like knowing him because that's all he's been used to. And it just doesn't make any sense at all. And you say he'd be tired out there. Maybe that's where he'd be talking about lack of effort. But I think he still, I think he still shows effort. He still tries. It's just, it's like Dwayne Casey wants him to fail. That's what it almost feels like. Yeah, I want you to fail, so you realize that everything you think is wrong and everything I think is right. That's how it seems like. And like I said earlier, now Sekou's missing layups I've seen him make since he was in EuroLeague. And now it's just like you can tell that his confidence has been heavily his confidence has been heavily affected, and it's just something that isn't good, man. But
run it back to when Casey was in Toronto, dude. Like he never said anything bad about DeRozan or Lowry, and he benched DeRozan in the playoffs. But you never said, "Yeah, I want to see Lowry go out here and get some bitches tonight." Like you never heard that.
Hey man, what can we say? Dwayne Casey came to Detroit and he want to act like he's from Detroit. he's treating Sekou like we talk smack on the streets, bro. You need to go get you some bitches, bro. You can't play no basketball. Like what? It just don't make sense.
But that's some people my age will say, bro. Like, come on, man. You an old man, bro. You saying that?
I mean, like I said, I've never heard an NBA. I've never heard any coach in any sport say something like that about a player.
And it's very dangerous because the game has changed. Maybe in the 80s and 90s, a player or a coach says that, and everyone takes the coach's side of things, and there would really be no consequence for it. But the impact players have on today's game, if Sekou becomes a superstar, if that's the key word, I'm not saying he will or that he won't, but if he does, he will be in sole possession who coaches this team and not. And this could come back to haunt Casey. If he becomes a great player, he could go up to Tom Gores or Stefanski and said, "Hey, you remember when Dwayne Casey said I couldn't get any girls? I want him out." And boom, he's gone just like that. That's how the NBA works now.
But that's the thing. I think it's headed towards that point. Not this season, but the more they keep beefing and the more he keeps attacking the guy that's probably going to be our franchise player someday, he's going to be kicked out because it's not going to work. And Sekou's going to be like, I want a new guy. And, the moment Tom Gore look at all those check stubs and how much money he's bringing in, he's going to be like, yeah, who you want? Like, he needs to chill out on Sekou for his own well-being. Now he knows, he's like, I'm the big man in the room. They can't get rid of me. Okay, we'll see how long that lasts. You know what I'm saying? Because even if Sekou becomes a star player, it don't even have to be a superstar, a star player, and he's the best star, like a player of Andre's level. When Andre started getting really good, he could be like, yo, I don't want him here. And I know Andre didn't have that luxury with Stan Van Gundy, but that was a little bit different. But I'm telling you, man, he better watch out. I definitely agree with that take from Drew. But all right, y'all. We talked about it before. I know how most of y'all feel about it, but I do want to know what people in the chat think about it. Do you think the Pistons should purposely tank? Should we purposely lose games for a draft pick? We're gonna start with you, CA3.
I mean, what's the point? I mean, like literally, like I don't understand what's the point. Like, what's the point of purposely tanking? We're already gonna get a pretty good pick. We're probably easy. We're gonna get a top 10 pick. Like, I don't understand what's the point of tanking. Like, be competitive. Like, show what you can do. While competing. Like, I don't understand the point. And I mean, also, it's not like we're one of the worst teams in the league. And also, I mean, you have to put in it's not like we're competing for like a top 3 pick or something. I mean, also you got to put in consideration that about the new lottery system. Like the new lottery system just messes up everything because it changed. Like everything is different now. Like you can't really just tank and pretty much guarantee number 1 pick. I mean, the Knicks plan was literally to tank to get good top players and get top free agents, and that completely failed, and they missed out on everything because they couldn't get Zion. Like, and the Knicks tried it. I mean, the Knicks proved that you can't tank; it doesn't work. I mean, and the Knicks are still bad.
Yeah, the Knicks are.
Well, I mean,
I feel bad for the Knicks at this point. I can't even talk about them. I just feel bad. Like, it's horrible.
tanking don't work at all. Look at the 76ers. Yeah, they're a playoff team, but they're not winning a championship. And it wasn't but a few days ago, Philly, not to get them mistake, it was in Philadelphia, were booing their star player in Joel Embiid. Now I don't know if you guys seen it on Twitter or not, but they
Oh,
have
we saw it, man.
they have their own 97.1 over there in Philly. It's not called 97.1, but they were literally saying get Joel Embiid's trash behind out of Philly. Like, that's what the fan base and their radio stations are saying. And it's not all of them, but Philly is a super, super tough crowd no matter what you're doing. So, I mean, they could be right back tanking again here next season if it doesn't go right. Jimmy Butler's trying his best to recruit Embiid to Miami because they're tight like that. So tanking does not work, man. It does not work. When you tank, you establish a losing culture. So when you tank and you get the player, so say you tanked for a player like Zion. I'm not saying the Pelicans tanked because they didn't, and they still got Zion. But say you tanked for that player and you got that player. You have to get rid of everybody else on that team because they're already used to being in a losing culture. You have to fire the coaches, the front office, and so on and so forth. You have to get rid of every single person except for that player that you drafted because they're in a losing culture. It'll never work. Plus, like CA3 said, the new and improved lottery system has eliminated tanking because you don't know who's going to get the first overall pick, even with the Warriors being the worst team in the NBA. That's weird to say, I know. But going into the lottery, they might leave with the 5th pick and not the 1st pick. It's just how it could happen. It's like going to Vegas. You don't know what's going to happen. And I got to say, I love it because in the NBA, a lot of people would tank if that wasn't the case. So I love the improvement on the lottery because it's what's best for the league. You know, you want to go out there and you want to see these young guys go out here and get better and compete every night. You don't want to see them be benched or lose by 30, 40 points every night. Say what you will about the Pistons, but they've been in every game. You know, they've been competitive. So at least at the end of the day, we can still kind of watch this team and watch the development for the players. And even though we might lose the game, we're still not tanking. We just aren't ready to win yet.
But this is random, and I'll throw this to both of y'all. So you think they should apply the same thing in the NFL? Because the NFL teams tank. Although in the NFL, even though basketball, one player has more control, in the NFL, a quarterback is like a superstar. Simple, like you get and it's kind of worth tanking for. But you think they should just like cut that out in the NFL too?
I think they should. You know, they don't have to have the same percentages as the NBA. You'll have to look at it different because I don't know how you would do the percentages and stuff because of like ties and all that stuff. But yes, they should because in the NFL, a lot more teams are likely to trade up or down in the draft than they are in the NBA. It happens in the NBA, but not as much as it does in the NFL, it seems like, at least over the last few years. Plus, say, like, I don't know, who's the team? Like Dallas. They didn't make the playoffs, so they're in the lottery system. If they get in a good draft position, they can let Dak go and groom another young quarterback. Like, it's something like that. It just makes it more unpredictable and get rid of tanking because, believe me, Cincinnati was tanking. They sucked. They weren't trying to win ball games out there. So I think it's a good
I was about to say
system
Cincinnati wasn't really tanking. They were just trash.
That's Cincinnati. Enough said there.
I mean,
Right.
in a lot of games, they're trying to compete. Yeah, they're just trash.
Yeah, exactly. Like sometimes you have the 0-16 Browns, the 0-16 Lions, teams that are just they couldn't win if they tried, literally. So it's just funny like that. And we saw what happened, but that was a little bit different. But I thought it was interesting. But look, man, I don't believe in tanking. But the reason I don't believe in tanking, only have to do nothing with sports. It's just a principle. A principle of instilling losing is something that you like to do, something like your occupation. I wasn't raised like that. Like I said, my favorite basketball player, Kobe, he was not raised in this tanking culture. When the Lakers were bad and Kobe was on the team, Lakers were just bad. They weren't trying to lose. They were just bad. So and especially with the new lottery system, there's no advantage to tanking at all. Like we could literally play out the season, have the 7th worst record, and then ended up with the #1 pick. Because I saw based on, I think it was the game before the Magic game, the Pistons get the we could get the 1 pick, the 1 pick, the 4th pick, the 6th pick, or like the 8th pick. And I know that's random, but we had 2 chances out of those 5 to get the #1 seed. And this is what we're doing now. And one thing about Dwayne Casey, I'll give him credit for it. I know he's not going to instill tank. He's going to have people trying to give effort. He's going to have people trying to have us trying to win games. That's the one thing I'll give him credit for. Dwayne Casey will not let these boys tank. He's going to try to win games. Because, and you can just tell by the things that he does. He be trying to win games, We just can't win them all because we're not that good. So it is what it is, Bravo, we all know you want to tank. It's all good, man. Because if we tank and then get the 8th pick, I wonder what you would say if we had the 2nd-worst record with the 8th pick. Then how would you feel? Because that's basically the alternative if it doesn't go right. And we saw what happened with the Knicks. We saw how sad Zion was to not go to the Knicks. I bet you he's like, thank God I went to the Knicks with Lonzo and Brandon Ingram and Jackson Hayes, a bunch of monsters. So, Zion's lucky he didn't get picked by the Knicks. Because you don't have no Lonzo to give you the ball. So you don't have, a BI to throw it to so he can score the ball. You don't have Alvin Gentry, he's all right. But you don't have at least an average coach in Alvin Gentry. You don't have veterans like J.J. Redick around you, Drew Holiday around you, guys that can build you up, guys that can take the pressure off of you. Could you imagine if he got hurt playing for the Knicks? Man, it would have been much worse than when he was playing for the Pelicans.
No, but James, I'm asking you this: did you change your opinion on Alvin Gentry? Because you at first you said he was garbage.
No, he is garbage, but it's levels to being garbage. I don't think he's a good coach. That's why I just called him average, meaning he's good at offense, but he's bad at establishing roles with the players. He's bad at defensive calls. He's bad at in-game adjustment. He's bad at a lot of things, but he's good at some things. And the way he's treating Lonzo with the whole Drew Holiday thing, it's just everything puts a bad taste in my mouth. When he said that we got to give Zion the ball no matter what, I'm like, the dude is a rookie. He said the same, like, I'm just a rookie. Like, you don't have to force Zion to the ball when you got Drew Holiday and Lonzo and another all-star on your team. It's a lot of things. I don't think he's a good coach. I'm just being honest. I really don't. Because I've seen enough from him. But he's better than Lonzo's last coach. Better than Brandon Ingram and Josh Hart's last coach. Definitely better than Luke Walton. That's a step forward in the right direction, I guess. All right, guys. This is the part where you can drop your questions. So if you have any questions for us, whether it's about the All-Star game, whether it's about the Pistons, whether it's about other playoff teams, whether it's about NBA players, any questions that you got, let us know in the chat. Make sure you drop your questions in the chat, man. And if you haven't liked the video, make sure you like the video, man. We had a nice combo. Yeah.
What day is it, bro?
It's Free Smoke Saturday, man. You already know what it is, man.
Yeah, let the people know.
Man, they already know what every Saturday is Free Smoke Saturday, man. But see, I ain't had to give out that much smoke today. We had your resident haters, always coming down in the chat. But E-Dog says, how can the Pels make the playoffs? Alvin Gentry. If Alvin Gentry let Lonzo run the offense, they'll make the playoffs. Straight up.
Pretty simple, man. All they have to do is win more games than the Memphis Grizzlies.
I mean, it's going to be tough, though. I don't think they'll be able to do it. But,
they would if their coach wasn't an idiot. What their coach did last game was so stupid. He took Lonzo out the game because he had 5 fouls, which was dumb in the first place. And then he told them not to foul, and they put Lonzo back in the game. Like, are you dumb? it's just like I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah,
You took him out the game because you didn't want him to get up another foul for overtime. So why didn't you tell them to foul when he wasn't on the court? Like, what are you like? Those are the type of things that lose games because that's why they lost the last game and Drew Holiday has turnovers. But like, what? It just don't make sense. It just don't make sense. So I think the Pelicans can make the playoffs if it's up to their coach, man. And it's up to Drew. And it's up to Drew Holiday because Drew Holiday lost his basketball team to Zion and Brandon Ingram. So he's having personal problems, but it's possible though. They got the easiest schedule in the NBA. They can beat any team on any given night, but coaching is what gets teams to like this with the playoffs. Like if you've seen other situations where a team had a record like this and they end up making the playoffs, I bet you they had a good coach next to them.
I think they'll end the season at 9.
Probably.
I don't think. I mean, I wish they would make the playoffs, but I don't think they can make it yet.
I don't know, man. Memphis. I mean, they winning now, but we'll see how their schedule look.
Memphis been winning lately, so I don't know, man.
They can't beat the Pelicans though. They got to play them again too.
Yeah, they got smacked on MLK Day.
Let's see. Top the 3 to 5 picks. Who your guys want? Melo, Edwards, or Killing? Oh, he's asking who is the top 3 draft picks that we want. Well, in order, LaMelo definitely, then Anthony Edwards, and then I'm gonna go with RJ Hampton, man. I like RJ Hampton.
Looking at Killian, I like it. I like him, but I don't know how long it's going to take him to be an NBA player, like a good one. Like he's got some moves, but I don't know if he's ready for the speed of the NBA yet. He could take a couple I seen he broke an ankle the other day and shot the 3. I don't know how long it's going to be until he's ready to fully embrace the NBA style of game. I think he's going to be a kind of like a build like Sekou. You just got to give him a little bit of time, a couple seasons before you can really judge him.
Oh, so he's a Davidas Servetus.
No, because he could at least come off the bench and play right away. He might be able to be a starter right away, depending on what we do. I don't think he's going to be. I think a lot of people are going to kind of knock him like they're doing Luke Kennard or Sekou right now, or like they don't like him right away. The guy is going to be solid. I just don't know how solid he'll be. I don't know how long it's going to take him to get there.
I can't compare anybody to the Vitas or Trashes.
I'm telling you though, when this dude is so good, it's gonna be hilarious.
When he's out here winning MVPs and bringing championships to Detroit, we'll look back on this day and laugh.
They just can't cover Davidas. He just broke another ankle and hit a 3. It's unbelievable.
They'll put him in the conversation with MJ, LeBron, and Kobe.
Not that far. He's still, he's still white. He ain't gonna be that.
Okay, so Larry Bird and Brian Scalabrine.
And Luka.
And Brian Scalabrine is the GOAT, man. Stop sticking on him.
And half a Trae Young.
Half a Trae Young.
Let's see. We got if the Pistons get the first pick, who do you want to draft? We just went over that. I want them to draft Melo first overall. What about y'all?
Yeah, I would say Melo at this point.
I like Melo, but is he really the first overall pick? Again, man, Melo will come in the league and he'll ball, but he needs to get an NBA frame on him before he's the first overall pick. I don't know.
Melo's big. He's big enough to finish with contact playing against grown men.
In today's NBA, probably you're right. He still needs to get bigger though. At least
I had to check his weight. Melo's the same weight as Lonzo.
Yeah, but Lonzo's got some he's got some guns on him now, man. He's worked out. He's gotten bigger since he's came in the league. And he's flourishing because of it.
Push play. You're hilarious. No, Lonzo actually he had a lot of weight his second year, and he literally lost all the weight. So when he was injured, and now he him and Melo weigh 190. But push play, you're very funny, man. You're very funny. I'm sorry, that's just hilarious. Yes, we disrespected Spencer Dinwiddie. Let's see. What should the Pistons fans look forward to post Andre Drummond? What you need to look forward to is us getting a hot pick in this draft. Sekou, Luke Kennard. I can't believe I'm gonna say it, but Bruce Brown, Steve Luke, and Christian Wood, and hopefully Kyrie Thomas. Those are the players that could be our core, adding a star. Not Blake Griffin, but because I don't know how long Blake is going to be Blake. We don't even know if he'll be Blake when he comes back. He'll probably have lost even more athleticism. But those are the players that you should look forward to. What do you think about that, Carl? What do we should look forward to post Andre?
I mean, we should look forward to a strong young core. I mean, we got probably a very good young core in the league. I mean, I look forward to Christian Wood, man, balling. I mean, with an increased role, and look forward to Luke Kennard balling. I mean, you should look forward to a strong young core because we have one of the stronger young cores in the league. Look forward to that, and look forward to Sekou developing into an all-star at least, and just look forward to a very strong young core. Just look forward to that.
James Willis says, "How has Carson Edwards been playing?" Carson Edwards been going back and forth with the G League. He don't have really much opportunity on the Celtics.
No.
But whenever he's in the G League, he's destroying them. But yeah, he don't get that much opportunity on the Celtics. Would you guys consider trading away our pick to get Fox from the Kings? Why would the Kings do that?
Yeah, the Kings aren't trading Fox. That's the best player they probably have had since Boogie. And Boogie's probably the best player that they've had since Chris Webber. I don't really think, unless De'Aaron Fox demands a trade, he's going anywhere.
There's no way that's possible. I mean, I don't see how that's possible. I would do it if it was possible, but it doesn't seem possible.
Yeah, should we sign Jahlil Okafor for free agency? If the price is right, yeah, definitely. I like Jahlil Okafor. I've been watching him last year because look, him and Christian Wood during the injuries, they got a lot of opportunity with the Pelicans. I was watching both of them, and they both look solid. We already know what Okafor did to Drummond, put his ass in the blender. But I like Okafor. Think he'd be a good addition as long as the price is right. I definitely think he'd be a good addition if you wanted a veteran center that can play some quality minutes. He's not a star, but I would rather him be the center than Christian Wood because than Thon Maker because Thon Maker, come on, he's not a center.
Jahlil Okafor is actually a solid player.
What'd you say?
That's the reason why he's not getting right. No reduction is coming.
Drew, what do you think about Jahlil Okafor?
I like him. He's solid. It's really going to depend on what we're going to do in the draft if we draft a center because, even though I really wouldn't be stoked about it, it's still a position we need to fill. But Okafor is solid. I wouldn't be disappointed with it. I don't think we'll have to pay him super big bucks. He'd probably sign him to a 1-2 year deal, get him pretty cheap, and he'd come in there and he can produce for you as a starter or come off and be a pretty good big man coming off the bench. So I wouldn't be disappointed by it, and I won't be butthurt if we don't get him.
Yes, he says, to be fair, Fox going on the locker room is apparently, look, once they get rid of Luke Walton after this season, hopefully, everything should go back to normal. But I could see De'Aaron Fox money out, but I'm pretty sure he wants to get paid, so he'll stay with them to get that contract. But Sacramento ain't trading De'Aaron Fox.
I don't understand why the Kings were high.
None of those. Look, I'll put it like this. Only way any of those players from that draft, I'm talking about Fox, Markkanen, what's his name, Donovan Mitchell, Lonzo, Tatum. Only way players like that get traded is if LeBron James come on your team and tell you to get traded for a superstar. That's the only they trade. You really think the Lakers are trading away Brandon Ingram if LeBron don't want to trade this man? That's not. It just wouldn't happen. So I don't think any of these teams like that was a really good draft. I don't think that any of those young players are getting traded anytime soon, and that includes Markkinen and Luke Kennard. I didn't think it would be smart for us to trade them. None of those players are going to get traded. I think they all going to try to stay wherever they are and get paid.
Man, I'm just still confused on why the Kings would hire Luke Walton. Like, and they hired him like right away, like right when he got fired. That makes no sense to me. But
You know how Mark Jackson is blackballed.
yeah, he keeps him blackball.
It's the opposite for Luke Walton. That's how they hired
Like, it makes no sense, bro. Like, he's so bad.
him. I mean, that's how they hired him. Luke Walton got that clout, and it's funny. I love his dad. Man, his dad be fooling. Actually, with Mark Jackson,
You know what's funny?
his dad be fooling. You said what?
He only got the coaching jobs because of the Warriors. He was the interim coach or the assistant coach when Steve Kerr had to have back surgery when they had KD and Steph and Clay. Like, CA3, no disrespect, but he could have coached that team and they would have went to this. I almost said Super Bowl, but they would have went to the NBA Finals.
Anybody could coach that team. I mean, that team. That team was really one of the.
I believe they had Mike Woodson on the bench coaching them.
That team was really one of the most stacked teams we've ever seen.
Oh, we got Micro Mike in the building. Was good. B-ball graduate. I never said that Sekou didn't hit a rookie wall. I said regardless of the rookie wall, he has to be playing consistent minutes. Regardless of that,
it's not like we're in playoff. It's not like we're playing for anything at this point. Well, just play him.
And just like I was saying with Nicola Melli, man, it took that man half the season to get used to the NBA, and he's a veteran rookie. He's been playing in Europe for a while, and he's a rookie, and it took him that long. How long do you think it's gonna take Sekou to get used to the NBA? He's a 19-year-old. It's gonna take him a while. That's why he should be playing as much as possible.
Yeah.
But let's see, Maurice Young. Who do you think the Pistons will sign in free agency? Well, I don't know who we will sign, but it's players that we should sign. Like I think Jahlil Okafor would be a good signing, unless we can find a better center. But it's the free agency class is basically garbage. You're gonna get a bunch of menial players that doesn't really mean much, and then players like that you dream about, like Brandon Ingram, they're gonna get their contracts matched. So it's not really much we can do. I mean, how long is Marquise Morris' deal? Is it 1 year?
I believe so. If not, I think he has a player option.
I mean, I would sign him back. I would sign Marquise Morris back. I know Derrick Rose would be back unless we traded him to Chicago, and if Chicago's willing to give up a good haul for him, I'm down with that. Get rid of Langston Galloway, please. Get rid of Langston Galloway.
Hey, real quick, Micro Mike, we are not the Green Bay Packers. We do not pay off the referees.
I mean,
you're a fool, Mike.
Hey, and Mike, man, you can't pay off the. Look, man, our best player is not on the team, man. You seen what happened when the Lions had their best player. So we can't be like the fact that Pistons fans, like I said it before, the fact that y'all expected us to win, and I'm not saying Blake Griffin is like all it is in bag of chips. He's not. He has a lot of flaws. But the man made 13 All-NBA, and we lost him, and y'all expected us to win games. I just don't get it. You lose Blake, you're not winning no games, man. Straight up. Like, you can't use a player that good, especially when we had so much invested in him when it comes to assets. Because we gave up Tobias Harris and other players for him. So now you don't have those other players, and you don't have Blake. And then you didn't have Reggie Jackson for whatever you want to call that. Then you lost the third best player or fourth best player, considering Derrick Rose, Luke Kennard. You can't expect to win those games. Morris got a 2-year contract. Well, yeah, I'm definitely fine with Morris coming back on the team. I think he could play a nice role for us, give Blake some rest minutes. Stop it, Mike. He's funny, man. Who I think gonna win the dunk contest? We talked about the dunk contest earlier, but we all have Aaron Gordon winning the dunk contest except for CA3. He has the Dwight Howard.
I mean, I wasn't trying to seem the same, but I really think Aaron Gordon's gonna win it. But I didn't want to seem like do the same thing.
Hey man, It's Aaron Gordon, dog.
You're a Dwight Howard fan, bro. It's cool.
No, I'm not a Dwight Howard fan at all.
Hey. To each his own, bro.
I think D-Ball Gresham needs to take his own advice, but because Pistons fans are trashing Sekou, they trashing Luke Kennard. I just name me a Pistons player that we ain't trashed. Like, just name me one. Bruce Brown. I mean, I was part of the trashing. I'm not gonna act like I wasn't, but Bruce Brown, we trashed him because he couldn't shoot the ball. Like Speed hasn't got. I mean, we were trashing Speed before he got an opportunity. Like, Detroit fans gotta stop this, man. You trash the heck out of Andre. Trashing Blake. Like, who don't we trash?
Detroit fans trash everybody. I mean, we're Detroit fans. We trash everybody.
That's what I'm saying, man. I don't think we're any different from Philly fans when it comes to being hard on our players. I mean, we booed Andre Drummond in a playoff game. Like our fan base
at home. Mention that.
Yeah. Our fan base is gonna have to get better because I literally can't think of a player that the Pistons that tells the Pistons fans haven't trashed. Like, we trashed every single player.
Even Lions.
And that's sad. Like, I remember, like, people was trashing Markieff Morris, and I was like, man, but he's giving you solid numbers off the bench on the solid percentage. Man, he sucked, dog. He ain't as good as his brother. I'm like, bro, like, what? They trash every single player. No. D Rose has been trashed a lot. People was calling D Rose garbage even during this season. I've talked to people. They've been trashing D Rose as well. It's a lot of younger kids. It's a lot of 17, 18, 19-year-olds. But yeah, people who ain't saw D Rose play like that. But they've been trashing D Rose too.
We try
like whenever D Rose. I remember when D Rose missed that game winner against the Pelicans. Oh yeah, they was trashing. Whenever D Rose don't win the game for us, they trash him.
I mean, we were trashing Derrick Rose when he first came here. Oh, he's overrated. He's not this. He's not that. He's gonna get hurt. I mean, I remember we were trashing him when he first came here. So, and our radio station was saying we should trade him immediately. So, I mean, we definitely trashed him.
Man, I hate 97-1, man. I just it's just like I just can't understand how people can live their life spreading negativity. Because when you do that, all you're gonna be surrounded with is negativity. But Maurice Young says, if you guys have any questions about the Pistons, man, make sure you drop them in the chat. We answering your questions right now. Maurice Young says, do you think if we draft LaMelo Ball, he would change this franchise? I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told CA3 about Trae Young. LaMelo is gonna be a beast in this league because he can pass the ball. That's what we need. The scoring, the shooting, all that. That's nice. And Lonzo is definitely a better passer, but LaMelo is close, man. He's a very, very, very good passer. Very nice vision. He knows how to set his teammates up. And the last playmaker that we had was Chauncey Billups. And when Blake Griffin and we know Blake Griffin is a very good playmaker, but when he's the best playmaker on your team, you have a serious problem. Like, we had to play Blake at point and put Reggie as an off two guard because Reggie couldn't make no plays. And when it comes to LaMelo, like I said, his scoring, his shooting, because I think he's gonna have to change his shooting form just like his brother did. He can pass the ball, and we need somebody that can penetrate to the rim, get inside, draw some fouls, and be able to make players better with his passing ability. And that's one thing that LaMelo can do. And that's the main reason why I want LaMelo. It's not because I think he's going to be better than Anthony Edwards. I mean, Anthony Edwards is something special. Like, dude, I could talk to you all day about how good Anthony Edwards is, but he's not a point guard. He can't pass the ball like Melo. A scorer is always nice. Edwards could end up being a Hall of Fame. But we need a guy that can get players involved, a guy that can make plays. We need a point guard. A 6'7" point guard like LaMelo is just very rare, especially one as good as him. And I think it definitely would change the franchise around, man. A lot, man. He would be exactly what we need, man, to give us that boost, that spark. We'll have all the cameras on us, too. So we'll see how that works. Should the Pistons try and draft Cassius Winston? What do you think about that, Drew?
Heck no. Heck no. I'm sorry. I love Cassius, but heck
You
Yeah.
see, Michigan State fans don't even got play for their own players.
no. Cassius is not an NBA player, man. I love Cassius, but he's not gonna
I
be.
don't know if I agree with that.
He could be a bench
Uh,
player. He could be like Trey Burke and kind of bounce around from team to team.
I don't know, bro. I don't know how Cassius would translate in NBA because he just doesn't really have an NBA. He doesn't really have an NBA game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't
He's like,
know.
he's like a Mateen Cleaves to me.
Okay, if we got LaMelo, do you think he would change the franchise?
I think he can change kind of the fan base's mindset because it's a gamble draft with Melo. But if he pans out, absolutely, because that's a lot of points right there if he comes in and be a scorer. I mean, you're going to pair him and Sekou together. That's a pretty young future. You get throw Christian Wood in the mix. That's a pretty good looking three guys to build around. Plus, don't forget Luke Kennard and Mihailuk. That's a lot of 3-point shooting right there. I'd love to see it.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Should the Pistons try and draft? I like Cassius Winston, man. I think he is the NBA player, but I ain't drafting him.
I mean, I've seen him play this year. I mean, he's good. I mean, I just don't.
It's just, Cassius. But think about him last year, though.
Yeah. I mean, I could see him being maybe at the most. I mean, a very solid backup point guard, but I don't really see him. I don't
No,
see.
he's not no starter, but I think because when I look at point guards like him, I'm just looking at his skills. Cassius can score on the inside, shooting not so much, but he can play make and he can play defense, and he's 6'1", so he's tall enough.
I mean, what do you mean shooting? I mean, I see him being a solid 3-point shooter. I mean,
But I don't think he's gonna be like a shooter in the NBA.
he shoots
I think he's like 35% type of
he shoots 38% right now, bro. And it's a
That's
down.
college. I'm about to say that's college.
Yeah, I mean, and they still move back to 3-point line as well in college. This year they move back to 3-point line a little bit. So it's the percentages are a little different this year.
Yeah, James Willis said bring up Dante Hall. Will we take Vernon Carey? I like Vernon.
I mean, Vernon
I'm
Carey.
not taking him in the first pick though. But look, guys, man, we gonna wrap it up, man. We've been on for way too long anyway. But for real, man, I got stuff to do. Everybody got stuff to do. But you got any final thoughts, CA3?
It was nice being on the show. It was nice talking about my Pistons, and even though they're bad right now, but it's okay. I mean, I expect them to rebound next year. We'll see what they can do. I guess I catch you guys next week, man.
All right, Drew, man, you got any final thoughts, my brother?
Buckle up your seatbelts, peeps. It's going to be a long ride to close the season out. Probably a lot of L's, but if you go into the games with the losing mindset and really just do it as like a film study to watch these young talents and to evaluate the players, you'll have a better time doing it. But enjoy the All-Star festivities this weekend. We got a lot of good stuff today. Skills challenge, 3-point contest, dunk contest, and All-Star game tomorrow. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch all this stuff. Should be pretty good competition all the way through. So I'm very happy to watch all that. I'll be sure to have a couple Drew Wisers and some popcorn. I expect to see some pretty cool stuff in the dunks tonight.
Yes.
I definitely agree with that. I'm usually never into the All-Star activities like that, but this year, man, I think the youth, man, the youth is changing the perception because back in the day, when I say back in the day, I really just mean like LeBron's era. They never really cared unless they were going up against the people from the older era. Because, back in when Iverson, back in 03, they played in the All-Star game and it was a little bit more serious. But now, yeah, they'll try to make a spectacle out of it. But I see the reason why I'm enjoying the All-Star game is because I know Giannis. I can't vouch for nobody else. But I know Giannis is going to take that seriously. And that's just what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people who take it seriously. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I definitely can't wait to see the dunk contest. I know that's gonna be fun. But with the Pistons, Dwayne Casey, you either stop mishandling Sekou or you will be fired within 2 years. Don't like the way that he's treating Sekou. It's just unbelievable. I mean, taking shots at this man in the media, it just don't make no sense. Saying things I've never heard a coach say. I still like, y'all, did he really say that or was it a lie? Like, he really said my mans need to go get some girls and party.
He really
Like, what? I still can't believe that he actually said those words.
That's the exact opposite of what you want your rookie doing. But anyway,
you know what that's gonna be, right, fellas? That's gonna be his Stan Van Gundy build an effing wall quote.
Right. Because like oh man, because like I don't even know how to describe him saying that about a 19-year-old rookie. This doesn't make any sense. I hope Luke Kennard comes back from the break nice and healthy and shows the fans that he's still here. Hope that we stay competitive in these games, man, and the young players get some opportunity. If Kyrie Thomas is coming back, I hope that he can come back and actually show us that he can be a player on this team. He can be a good addition to this team, that he can be a part of the young core. Because basically, it's a lot of guys that I'm looking forward to. One thing about Christian Wood, this is Christian Wood, y'all. It's not no fluke. Not because he's getting minutes, because when he wasn't getting minutes, he was averaging 14 off the bench. So the moment you give him minutes, now he's averaging 20 plus. This is Christian Wood. He's a player. He's one of them players that's not an all-star, but he's a fringe all-star. Those guys that, you know, he might not ever be an all-star, but he's a very, very good player. I think he could average 19 a game on any team if they gave him opportunity. Like a Montrezl Harrell type guy. Montrezl Harrell is not no all-star, but he averaged 19. This is Christian Wood, man. He's a baller, man. And I'm glad that he's on our team. I'm very impressed with Don Maker. I can't lie. This might be like I said, Don Maker might be a player that could actually average 13 if he got minutes, but we don't want to give you that many minutes. But it is what it is, man. The Pistons are what they are, man. We gotta hope that they can try to win some games just to give us a little bit of hope. Like I said, we're not gonna win that many games, but if we beat like a really good team, it make me feel good about the team because it just lets me know that they're really trying. And sometimes when you try, you can't just lose all the time. You got to be able to win because that instills belief in yourself and belief in the culture. If we try hard and we competitive in every single game and we lose every single game, I'm not gonna feel good about that at all. But all right, guys, man, we about to wrap up the show, man.
Yep.
Man, make sure you guys like the video if you haven't already, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. Everybody that came through. Man, it's been a good show, man. Free Smoke Saturday, hashtag Free Detroit Drew. You already know what it is, man. We out.
Hashtag facts.